We're now hot because I don't have to care. Listen to the words of this.
Yeah, I learned to stay strong. Concrete in the dirt I was raised on. Know how to put in work. Grinding all day, you know it's game on. My skin is thick, yeah, it's tough.
Oh.
Stay alive. Ain't gotta look nowhere else. All of this greatness inside.
What? Episode 46. I'm sitting here with Miss Ruth Swissa. Tracing the Hate. Ooh.
Wow, that's really good.
You know what? I didn't have it until right there.
That was awesome.
I never do the titles. I sort of see if God comes. Oh.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
I love that.
Okay.
Tracing
So
the hate.
yeah, put it on a shirt.
I
Use
know,
it.
right?
Yeah, if you need more, come to me.
I
What,
will
Lord?
say it.
Huh? What's that? Okay, yeah, I can help her. Okay, you're good. I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Ruth Swissa is a deep individual. Not pocket, you bunch of goofballs. She is a mental health counselor, but much more than that. So we're just going to dive into her life a little bit, and you'll learn as we go. If you like where we're heading, make sure you like, subscribe, share. This one's going to have some depth to it. This one's going to have some real talk in it about anti-Semitism and other things as well, prison systems and mental health and on and on and on. So that's about as deep as I've gotten, and now we're going to dig into Miss Ruth. So enjoy. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all mean the world to us. By the way, all the Clay County people think this is a Clay County thing. It's sort of comical. You should see all the people that comment. I mean, I have people in Washington. There's people in California.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's small. I don't care to be big.
Growing.
If God allows it to grow, it grows. If it doesn't, then I grow. And so either way, it's a win for me. So if all I had to spend was, the money for this equipment to sit down with y'all and learn, episode 8 was a gentleman that could have sat with you, Matt Trish. He was he was off Broadway, and you can go watch his episode. Very intelligent, came from a very affluent family, financially successful. You could tell they did well in life. They did it right. So he had all the intellectual wisdoms, and I'm sure a lot of people that you coach have this. So he had it figured out, and that's when I find some of my dangers. And today he is no longer with us; he is dead due to an addiction. And it just, when I had it, if I think have anything figured out, I get in trouble. This one, anyways.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about y'all or her. This is just this is the beauty of the podcast. This is going to be Ruth's story. If you disagree, that's on you. You get to decide that. That's the beauty of America, and we get to listen without making preconceived notions and ideas, which leads me to my first question. What do you think is the largest misconception of the Jewish community, Judaism? Make it broad, just something that pops in your head, and it doesn't have to be deep. It could be food, it could be religion, it could be lifestyle. I don't know.
I think one of the biggest ones is that I think people think we choose to stay within our own network. That is not the case.
I think I would have thought that too.
It's just not true.
Although I did have a Jewish man that worked with me. He worked under, and I learned a lot from him because he was just starting his Jewish walk, and he was older. He was like 38,
Yeah.
and he began to talk to a rabbi. And he had always been searching, and all of a sudden he's talking to a rabbi. And now he's down in Orlando. Rob LeBeau, love you, bro. I doubt he watches this, but one day maybe he will. He's a great man, and he now is full and does and I learn a lot on his Facebook page. He's always posting, and one of my dear friends, Al Emmerich, is Jewish but isn't as open about his belief system and everything, so I haven't learned it as much.
I wasn't as open about how practicing I was, so I do Shabbat on Friday nights.
Can I help all of us ignorant people?
So that is the Sabbath.
Okay, Friday night, sundown to sun up.
Correct.
Yes.
Sundown to sundown.
Sundown to sundown.
So I like candles. I make my own collars as well because don't have errands up here, so I pick my own.
Do y'all follow a 13-month calendar? Does your community ever talk about a 13-month calendar?
We talk about the calendar a lot, and that Collins is
I mean,
very
13-month?
well. It's like kind of like we follow the lunar. It's like that.
Yo, 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 this is back. Y'all gotta watch. I've known this, the lunar cycles.
Yeah, it's very because like for example,
Cycle, sync.
like Hanukkah this year, last year it started on the 25th of December. It lasts for 8 days. This year it's the 14th.
But if we did the 13-month calendar, it would fall on the same day, and every year, bang, bang, bang.
Well,
right?
it doesn't fall on the same day.
But I mean,
Christmas would not fall on the same day if you followed like the
so I'm
Western
wrong.
calendar.
No, but if you follow the lunar, it would fall on the same
No,
day.
it doesn't fall on the same
Still
day.
wouldn't fall on the same day. Okay, so
No.
I'm wrong. And it's not bang, bang, bang. Take that
No,
out. Whatever.
no.
Listen, I'm just
I'm just checking.
She's a smart one.
I don't know now. We need to
But
think.
you know something? Okay, no, listen.
No,
No, but listen. No, but that's okay. This is the beauty of podcast because I will research and I'll leave a little comment. Hey, listen, I was wrong. She was wrong. Or I found. It's not about who's wrong. It's about finding the truth.
Yes.
I really think it may. So my bang bang may actually still stand.
Yeah, I feel like I need to Google.
Yeah, you grab your phone. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna be like, she shouldn't know that.
No, say that. Well, then can I cuss to you?
Yeah.
Well, then fuck them.
Well, I told you I can swear.
Do
Like
Jewish allowed to say the F word?
See.
Okay, I'm a believer in it. I mean, it's my favorite word. It's my favorite curse
We
word.
work with addicts a lot.
Okay.
So
Okay, thank you. I know that world.
it can.
Yeah, it flows.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it is and it's not meant to be vulgar. It's just where they came from, and then yeah, I love them.
I mean, like basically, that's. Let's see.
Listen, don't let dead air bug you. I don't mind it at all.
Did it? Doesn't
No.
bug you?
No, because this is a conversation about two people sitting in a garage chit chatting.
They
can come and
this
go.
is a really tricky seat.
I'm about to sell these.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to clean them first, but when I get to a year, I'm going to sell them. And I'm going to have new chairs.
I mean, like these are really comfy.
This one isn't as comfy. This one has the springs already.
Oh, the Luna, the sun's position.
Okay, so does it fall? Ask ChatGPT or something. Does it fall on the same day? I've got to know.
Months are based on the lunar cycle, which causes them to be 29 or 30 days long. This year is synchronized with
Okay,
the
so
solar year.
okay, so it would be a little off. Okay, so it would not. So my bang bang's off. She's right. So I love the lunar. I'm still learning. I'm very.
It's my first year.
Yes, I love it. I mean, I don't know everything about the Bible. I mean, that's a big book.
It's a bit better.
And there's a Jewish community has a lot. Is it laws?
We have 613.
Okay, that's a lot. And so y'all follow the Old Testament.
Yeah. Which is, some of the great stories. There's some great women. From the
Speak,
Old
preach. Come on.
Yeah, like Deborah, she organized an army.
Yes.
And Esther.
She laid at the foot of that man's bed for how long to save? Who was it she was trying to save?
Which one, Deborah or Esther?
Esther. I believe she was that was about woman's humility, but not humiliation.
Well, the
It's
great thing about Esther, so it's really funny because everyone talks about her like, she was so amazing,
weak.
but she really didn't want to necessarily do anything. She was like, I'm not sure. She didn't say quite like that, but she was like,
Yeah, we're paraphrasing.
sure, I don't know if this is right. And so, Mordecai said to her, well, what, girl, I'll find someone else then. And she was like, okay, I'll do it.
And that happens a lot in the Old Testament. Moses.
Yeah.
I mean,
Moishi. We call him Moishi.
Yeah, and then he said, hey, strike the rock and now speak to it. I told you to speak to it. I mean, right? And he struck it twice. And
And he came down and he was like, why are you acting like crazy people?
Right.
This isn't going to work for us.
Right.
So.
David, the greatest of great. He saw this beautiful woman. He pulled his army back and let this man die. He murdered him so that he could be with, is that correct?
No, David and Goliath. Or
No,
you
no, I'm
talking
talking about the woman that he took to be his bride.
Bathsheba?
Yeah,
Yeah.
was it Bathsheba? That his her husband. Oh, sorry, her husband was a general in his army, and he this is in the Old Testament, and he
I believe him. I'm just trying to
watch
remember.
this. Hang on. So he makes a
Not taking
plan.
his word
He
for it.
begins to look at her as she's bathing.
Catherine will know this.
Okay, he began to look at her as she's bathing, and he began to lust. That's why I don't look. That's why the eyes and the soul. I try to control my eyes, and so he began to look, and so he wanted her. So he sent the army out to do battle. They were in wars. You know, David was always taking more and more. He was a badass in my opinion. So he sent the armies out and then commanded everybody to pull back while that guy went forward, and he died, and then he married his wife.
You know,
I will text what I'll put in there with the name.
one of my favorite named Ruth was Ruth.
Ooh, Ruth.
So what was great about Ruth? She was the great convertee, but beyond that, she actually bridged the gaps between communities, between non-Jews and Jews. So she was a real important figure in the Old Testament.
Now, I have never heard that.
Yeah.
Now, I have not.
So many people, many women, when they convert to Judaism, they take their Jewish name. So, you know, it's really interesting because we never encourage conversion.
Right.
Right. You know, you're born Jewish. We never say to anybody, oh, you should convert. In fact, you know, if people go to a rabbi and they say, oh, I want to convert, they're like, no, you don't. You really don't.
Remember going through that. His transition was a long time, and he went through a few rabbis. Some of them didn't want to deal with him.
No, because you want to convert. There's like 15 million of us.
Yes.
And everyone wants us dead. So why would you want to convert? Save yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know, and we have 613 laws.
Yes.
And we're always under attack.
Yes.
And we have all these stereotypes that are applied to us.
Yes.
And, you know, you can have 10 Jewish people.
Stingy.
Oh, yeah. You can have 10 Jewish people at a table, and you'll never get to an answer because they're always arguing. So it's
I've
always
heard that.
fun.
I've been.
Jewish holidays,
Yes.
you know, when you've got the whole family and everyone's going, no, I'm this, and no, what about this? And, you know, and
Does your family practice? I mean, like your extended family?
my uncle is a very big rabbi in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a
So eyes are on.
very long beard. And
Wow.
then my family in Israel, most of them are very traditional. My dad is very religious.
Do you get back over there often?
I haven't been to Israel in a while. Now, we were going to go in the summer.
Right.
My son's but with the Mets right up but with the ball.
Are you comfortable telling what city he's in?
He's by the beach.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say
No,
he's by
no, I
the
love it.
beach.
That's plenty.
Yeah.
You know, I've mentioned this on podcast on different episodes. I have been amazed, and I have followed the Jewish community for a long time. First Baptist downtown used to bring in Jewish speakers. Now this was back when they were big, and they would have a week long, and this was in the '90s. You can look it up. It was because First Baptist had like 10,000 members or whatever. It's this big church, but they really was a yearning to bond the Jewish community with the Anglo-Saxon community, and it was done pretty well.
You know, there's a church.
A lot of people disagreed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because
Yeah, there's a church near Bowles. Say it near Bowles.
On San Jose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it always has a huge flag of Israel.
No, that's a community center. I've been in there.
Really?
Because of First Baptist, we used to go play basketball, and you need to join that. They have swimming pools, they have basketball courts. I mean, it is meant for the community to mingle.
Oh, interesting, because you've got the JCA right near there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, that right across. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it has the big wall and everything.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a wall, but it.
That's the biggest.
Which brings me to something.
Israel.
Yeah, but they didn't always fly a flag that way. The wall was high. Now the parking lot is open. You can pull in.
You know,
Security is where I'm going next, and it was taking me to it because that flag has become a symbol. And I mean, in Northeast Florida, according to the attorney general, anti-Semitism, hate crimes, and anti-Semitism is on the rise.
Oh yeah.
And what do you hear inside the community? I mean, ranges of the hate crimes. I mean, I'm sure a lot is verbal,
A lot of it's
you know,
football.
yeah, but you hear enough of that, and that carries weight.
Online. See a lot of it online.
Yeah, because people can hide so easy.
They're very brave.
And what are they going after? That Zionism and all that?
So people will say Zionism, right?
They
So,
don't even know what it means any more than I do.
well, it's.
I mean, I got a
it's the
decent
right,
idea, but
right for self-determination,
Right.
right? So the Jewish people have a right for self-determination in their indigenous lands.
they don't realize that Palestine. Arafat laughed when he said, "I'm going to create a
Yeah.
country
Right.
called Palestine," and they're not even really the people.
Yeah.
You can leave me. Bye bye. I'm not Jewish. I have never talked to her however about any of this. I do my own research. Do your own research, and Arafat created that.
Well,
Am I off?
No, you're right.
Thank you.
Quite honestly, you're right. I think some of the,
Keep going. You good? I'm so proud of myself.
I think some of it is where it's coming from. It's coming from the political left and it's coming from the political right.
Yes.
So, for Jews, many Jews, I hear from them, I'm politically homeless. I won't vote left and I won't vote right.
I'm
And it's,
beginning to feel that.
yeah, and it is disappointing. It's
Yeah.
very disappointing that heads of political parties are not actually sitting around going, this is not okay.
Do you hate the New Testament?
No,
Okay,
just don't believe Jesus was the Messiah.
Gotcha. Understood.
We don't hate people. We just want to be left alone. We just really want to be left
Jewish, gypsies, Irish, we just want to be left alone. African Americans, we just want to be left alone.
I'll just touch on the Irish part, right?
Yes.
So my granny, my bubba was,
Yep.
some people call him bubba here, called her bubba. She was born in Dublin.
Yeah.
Okay. So the British wouldn't let her family in, right? From Poland and Russia.
Right.
They were coming from that.
Running from
Communism. All
Yeah,
of it.
Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pre
okay.
Hitler. This is like early 19th.
Stalin and all that.
Yeah, early 19th century. Oh, way even before that.
I got
And
you.
they just fled,
Yeah.
right? They and the British wouldn't let them in. They're like, no, not more Jews. We've got enough of those in the East End. So that's East End of London. We don't want any more Jews.
Pre-Hitler, pre-all that.
Pre-Hitler, pre-all of that. And so,
Not even the movement of it,
and they
but yet the
went,
hate was already
yeah,
there.
it was already there. And so they ended
Interesting.
up going to Dublin in Ireland. So my grandmother was.
My people are sort of.
What was really interesting is, living in Dublin, where she lived, growing up in Dublin, her best friend was Maureen O'Hara, giving away my granny's age. So
Really?
the actress, Maureen O'Hara,
Yes.
they used to play in the park in Dublin, became friends. So you talk about bridging that gap because my grandma on my mum's side, her family were very Orthodox, and they were Cohens, which are like
With
a
the
bit-
the curled.
I don't know if they had payers, but they were like black hat. They were all like
Gotcha.
Orthodox.
Yeah.
Religious.
Yeah, they're
guys.
on San Jose as well. There's a large.
Yeah,
community.
those are called a Chabad.
Okay.
Members. They're members of the Chabad. Very good
I love them. Oh,
We
Yep.
have one in Clay, Rabbi Feldman, amazing.
they were afraid of that bar that opened right there, and I had a furniture store just a few doors down. So they were always walking by all the beautiful little babies, and they're not used to. They're very good about staying forward, staying focused, and getting.
Yeah.
And I always made a point, not far away, but saying hey and hi and want some water or anything like that. But obviously, but
They're very strictly kosher.
Yeah, but they appreciated, it was
Absolutely.
obvious. They appreciated just the general kindness. And why can't we be more? Tim McGraw wrote it best, humble and kind.
Yes.
So, anyways, continue.
So she, and then they went to England. So it's kind of like in her teenage years.
Mhm.
She went to England.
So is the Jewish community in Dublin still large?
No, there's less than 10,000 Jews in Dublin.
Okay. Yeah.
There's less. And I mean, there's barely any Jews in England now. I mean, 300,000, if that. If
Well, the community that's growing over there is Islam. Is that can we say that directly? I mean, am I off?
well, you know,
I mean,
always
Dearborn,
like to,
Michigan's got Sharia law, so
I always like to be,
look it up.
careful between people of the Muslim faith and Islamists, because they're two very different things, right?
That's why I say extremists,
Yeah.
because there's a big difference in the loving, kind people that follow the Quran.
Over any religion, right? So
100.
any-
It's the extremists.
right.
Have you seen the idiot Anglo-Saxons?
Or the Scientologists.
The Scientologists?
Just kidding.
No, I'm not.
Tom Cruise.
No, I'm not. We had one Fleming Island. I knew them well. She was kind, but I began to study it long before it blew up on TV and
Yeah.
long before, it's weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so, there's the political side to Muslim faith, which is Islam,
Yeah.
which is that
The
side.
strong arm side of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, where Sharia law is embedded and
Right.
all of that, and I do think.
But then there's the generational, and I think I want to say this for you, me, and the Jewish community. By the way, she's not speaking for the Jewish community. She's
Yeah.
speaking for Ruth.
That's right.
Period. Just like I'm speaking for me, and I'm not speaking for anybody that raised me or loves me, because God bless y'all. Anyways, I got sidetracked. I just want
If you want someone to speak from the Jewish community, I would honestly call a good rabbi who can speak.
I agree, and what they'll get is few words.
Like
Just follow the laws,
fix something better.
and you'll be all right. Now, you recently were involved in speaking and sharing about anti-Semitism or
Yes.
French heroes or what?
No,
So help me, tell me about it.
So I was at the synagogue in Jacksonville. I'm not going to say which one,
Yep.
but
Yep.
I don't mean to be secretive, but
It's
we're
not
just,
secretive.
under attack.
You're-
just
Your head's on a swivel. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Situational awareness.
That's it. So
Yeah.
I'm speaking at synagogue, and I had so many great friends from Clay County come.
Now, was it Jewish people and non-Jewish
Yeah.
invited?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I missed that one. Okay. I think
and-
Catherine mentioned it to me, but
Yeah.
I missed it.
And it was a really great opportunity to talk about, politics, rise of anti-Semitism in the UK, my personal experience in the UK with anti-Semitism.
We'll stop right there.
Mhm.
I mean, this is a podcast. Tell me a little bit about what you experienced, maybe through life. Like, where
Yeah.
did you start?
Yeah.
A little bit, just so they understand, and touch on whatever you want to touch on, and leave off what you don't.
It's really interesting because I always tell people that, there's no separation of church and state in the UK.
Okay.
So, go to school. I went to Branagh Primary School in Putney, which is near Wimbledon.
Oh, okay.
Great school, great people. Had the best headmaster. Used to hit people over the head with his clipboard. Clipboard just like that. He used to go boom,
Yeah.
over people's head. Loved cricket. He loved cricket, Mr. Bridge. Loved cricket. And football, soccer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Always out there. And what we called netball, which is kind of like a volleyball. It's not even like volleyball, it's like a basketball, but only girls play netball. So it's interesting.
Netball.
Yeah, look that up.
So look that up. Netball.
And the girls played cricket too. I was like,
I love cricket.
I love cricket.
Yeah.
So I went to that school, and on Friday we used to have assembly. So all the kids would come in. We all go. Mr. Bridge, the headmaster, would sit there and tell us how wonderful big. We get a little cedar tree badge because our emblem was a cedar tree. You did good. I don't know what it was in junior school or elementary school. I never really was never really that much of a study kid.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to play, leave me alone. And so I finally got my badge towards the end. I was like, I finally got
You got it though.
I,
So it's
I
good.
did. I don't know if it was a
Now, was this
pity-
a Jewish school or was
No.
this just okay? So
public state
Okay.
school. So on Fridays when he would give out the badges, we would sit there and we'd have to sing hymns.
I was
So
going to ask you about
Christian
that. Good.
hymns, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like one of the only Jewish kids in the entire school. And Mr. Bridge is like, sing up, and I'm like, I've never heard this in my life. So sing up, but there was one hymn And I even tell my Jewish friends this all the time. Even my Israeli friend Ricky, who owns Gilly's restaurant, kosher restaurant in Jefferson.
What's the name of it?
Gilly's. It's amazing.
Okay, I'll be eating there.
Oh, so
Kosher restaurant. Okay, go ahead.
there was a song or hymn, to everything, turn. There is a season,
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
And I really do think that is so much like a lot of things in life, like politics, like people, like growth and development, to everything, turn, there's a season. Because literally you're going through things. And even though it's a Christian hymn, there is some real value to that. As me
You
as
know,
a Jewish woman.
in AA, they tell you there's seasons for everything. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And in the Bible and in the Jewish community, I mean,
Yeah.
and before the Bible, when they just studied the nature and the lunar world, and if you're not going through it, you're coming out of it.
That's right.
And if you're coming out of it, head on a swivel because you're about to go back through it sometime during the life. I mean, that's life, right?
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations and how we respond to them.
Yeah. So then, after that, I went to JFS, which was in Camden Town at that time. So good old Camden Town. If you ever go to
Yeah, is that big? Because I know
Camden
nothing.
It's really popular. They have a big market on a Sunday.
Okay.
So as you go up Camden Hill towards Finsbury Park, there was a big school, and it was the JFS, and it was one of the biggest Jewish schools. And you got to understand, it's a state school, right? Because there is no separation of church and state.
Right.
There's a Jewish school. All the kids. Okay. Now, to go to JFS, you actually have to prove
JFS.
Yes.
Got it.
You have to actually prove your lineage. So you have to actually prove your Really, it's like if you're also joining like a serious synagogue, you have to prove your lineage. So my sister went there, I went there, and the worst part was there was another school next door. Public school.
Keep going.
And we would get on, I think it was like 39 past that. A bunch of us. And we had a blazer, actually, this colour, and on the pocket had the Line of Judah.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Biblical.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the emblem for the school, not the cedar tree.
Right.
Onto the lion. And I'll never forget. And it still makes me uncomfortable today because I'm 11, right? Because that's how, it's how old you are when you start secondary school. Being called Jew whore by some Pakistani kids and some other kids, and we're confronted with it. Now back then, because I'm going to tell you, it's like the mid-80s, right?
Right.
So back then, there's a lot of violence.
Yes.
And
we could fight at drop a hat and you didn't get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
And
cops didn't come rolling up.
Yeah. And on top of a London double-decker bus, they were on the
and there were no cameras.
No cameras. And you got JFS kids fighting with the other school kids, and they would literally be scheduled fights.
Are Jewish young men, are they big, like physically?
Some are.
Or do they train at a young age? Because I saw where you were following a local Israel self-defense organization, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give a shout out.
Which one? Is it Rick Saeed's one?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So Rick Saeed, he was my son and daughter's, I've got great videos of them sparring. My son and daughter's first Krav Maga teacher.
Krav Maga, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, what is Krav Maga?
Krav Maga is an Israeli Defense Force fighting skill.
Let me tell you something. The Israelites are bad asses. If you don't believe so, go study the 7-Day War. They came in to kick Israel's ass, and Israel went down into the riverbed and went their ass behind them and came up and whooped their ass in 7 days. Who was that? That was Jordan. It was Jordan.
And Egypt.
And Egypt. It was a bunch of them. They all came charging in, and y'all beat them in 7 daggum days. Don't mess with Israel. So anyway, sorry, I just love you.
So
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga.
Krav
Maga.
Maga.
And really, you know, that I have great. My daughter was 5, I think 5, when she started, and she literally could flip people over her shoulder at the age of 5.
Because some people may not realize when, as Israelites, I may be saying that wrong, so correct me. But as I understand, as Israelites, they serve 2 years, whether male and female. Everybody serves 2 years in the military at least.
Yeah, the Israelis do 2 years.
Yeah.
They even have a squadron where Down syndrome serve.
There's a spot.
Everybody serves.
They can pack a bag. That's beautiful.
And you know, the point of that division is to teach skills as well.
Yes.
Everyone's a part of Israel. Everyone is a part of that society.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has to serve.
What amazes me, and I've mentioned this before, is how, I mean, I don't know if people realize it, because it's not said on this. It's every day there's bombs. I mean, it's every day. Their defense systems are they're just nonstop going. But, you know, when somebody will walk into a local shop and blow themselves, I'm so used to being on TikTok and saying unalive. You can't say death on TikTok.
Yeah.
Interesting how you have to say unalive.
Really?
Yeah. So where they'll walk into a place and blow themselves up as a martyr, and within a few days, the Jewish community will have that place back open, like they will. And what they said was, it was something I was watching. We will not live in fear.
Well, and
that's what terrorism is all about.
That's the message to the Jewish community. Now, I really think the Jewish community in America is starting to get fire. You can't live in fear.
Yep.
You know, unfortunately, whether it's,
we're a fear-based world.
Yeah, whether we're trying to get away from the Egyptians or trying to survive the Nazis, it's a part of our DNA. See,
you're a little jumpy.
Yeah,
I mean, people are trying to kill me.
People have tortured my grandmother, lost most of her family in the Holocaust, and then on my dad's side, they had to flee Morocco because the Arabs wanted to kill them. So you're kind of constantly dealing with people who want to kill you.
Oh.
Just and people will say it's a land war, right? They want to take it. No, it's a spiritual war.
Yeah, because before y'all came back, they were still trying to kill you.
Yes.
Before you came back to the Middle East, before they reunited the land, y'all were still running for your lives in every country.
Yeah.
They were trying to weed you out in many different ways.
Yeah. And here's the thing, you know, as more and more Jews have made Aliyah, which is the great return, they're returning.
Yes.
As more and more, you know, it goes back to, and I wish I could remember where.
Okay, what is it called? Leah?
Aliyah.
Can you spell that, please?
Aliyah.
Okay, good. I'll look it up. I'll check it. Yeah, we're good. We're close.
So as more and more Jews return, there's I can't remember where I heard it. So it was the rabbi that was talking about it, and I don't remember which one it was. But it was something to the effect of, the story goes that the more Jews that return to the state of Israel, return home to the indigenous land, the more the nation will flourish. Now, it's really interesting, over the past 20 years, as more Jews have gone home, that we've seen the state nation of Israel become a leader in technology, a leader in agriculture, a leader in science.
In the desert.
Literally
desert.
In the desert.
They're growing
everything. Cherry tomatoes, invented the cherry.
Defenses.
Unbelievable. Whether it's the Iron Dome or David Sling, right? Which, who could think the Iron Dome costs thousands to make?
If you've never seen the video of an Iron Dome, thousands, hundreds of millions to make.
Yeah, each one.
Oh, I got you.
It costs thousands, but David Sling cost $1. Because David Sling is, you know, Marjorie, what's her name? Trader Green. That's why I get confused. I've forgotten her name now. She's awful, but she did get one thing right. We do have lasers. We have our own little Jewish lasers now. You're welcome. We really do.
And your special ops is incredible. They don't mess around. They come train with us and they train us.
Yeah.
It's not us training Israel all the time, maybe on planes and on new planes, but y'all's fighter pilots come and train us. I mean,
Yeah.
they're badasses.
I mean, but you know, and people think, oh, we have no choice.
Yep.
You know, you're in,
But you said it generationally, your skill sets continued. I mean, they're fighters. It's in your blood.
you know, we've been pretty much executed everywhere we go. I'm still trying to figure out why, because we really aren't trying to do anything. It's like, I'm gonna hello, you know, if
Do
anything,
you see it as a spiritual warfare? I mean,
Yes.
do your people see it as a spiritual warfare?
I think they do.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree with
I
you.
think the talking heads and the political wing would like to turn around and say, oh, it's a land war. No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not. Because if you go to Israel, you see it's not, no, it's spiritual. What happened on October 7th is not about land. When you are cooking babies in an oven, when you are raping women, when you are cutting off people's heads, and look, people say, "Oh my God!" I open, you know, it was really weird on October 7th because I opened my phone. I always like to go on X or something.
Right.
And when you're like, "What is this?" and you don't know what you're looking at,
Right.
and you're seeing someone's head, and it wasn't even an Israeli. I believe he was Korean or Taiwanese. He was, and they're hacking off his head. And I'm like, what am I looking at? And then you see on X, you know, it tells you what's trending, and you're like, it says Israel. And I'm like, oh my God.
Your gut just dropped. It was like when I saw, the only thing I can relate it to is I saw when they dragged our military men and strapped them to the bridge and mutilated them.
Yeah.
And the anger and rage I had in me, and I couldn't get to them. And y'all look at that. I mean, they torture captives every time they get them.
Well, you know, that isn't a land war, right?
Yeah.
That is the essence.
And y'all take care of them.
But it's the essence of dehumanization.
There it
When
is.
you're dehumanizing
There it
an
is.
entire population
There it is.
you're comparing them to vermin and the worst things in the world.
Let me say this. This is where it's important to study history.
Yes.
Because whether it be when we rounded up the Chinese in America and threw them not barbed, but in fenced camps
Yeah.
in World War II, we dehumanized. Go look at the cartoons in the newspapers. They had big old ears. The African Americans. People forget the Irish before the African Americans.
You know what's really interesting, because as I watch the far right dabble into hate and then mainstreaming hate, there's a slight difference between the left and their hate and the right and their hate.
Okay.
So something you're seeing that the left didn't do but the right is doing, and we say it all the time, anti-Semitism is like a canary in a coal mine. It's a step towards other hate. I'm seeing hate perpetuated at the African American community. I'm seeing hate perpetuated towards gay men, gay women, Indians. I'm just seeing the explosion of just hate. And here's what's interesting from like that political side where people talk about, well, the politics, to everything turns this season. The pendulum's gonna swing so far.
And it won't be Jewish anymore.
Well, it's not even by that, but from a political standpoint, right? Like if you look at what people rejected Biden, they were like, he's gonna go, Sleepy Joe, let's get rid of him. Then what happens is, because of this hate, you know, people associate it with every little thing, every policy.
They generalize.
They're like, oh, every Republican is just a racist, misogynistic, homophobic, anti-Semite. We're going to vote the other way.
We move in masses
Yeah.
when we should be moving as individuals.
But we're not doing enough to cut it off, right? We're
Yeah.
not doing enough to say,
How do you cut this off? Listen, Facebook I thought was a great idea. And what it really did was bring all the French people together and gave them a voice that was louder than they really
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And how do you stop that now? I mean, because now it's Instagram, it's TikTok,
I think
it's
X,
just an
I mean,
explosion. And X, I keep X just when I want to, oh, you too, huh? It's when I want to die. I always tell everybody I'm going to the cesspool.
it's like, yeah.
It's gotten better.
Sometimes I wonder what goes through politicians, like, I don't like elected officials' minds. Unfortunately, we have some good ones. We have some good ones, right? But for the Vice President of the United States to go on X yesterday and just call out some random woman, I'm like, have you got nothing better to do with your time? Like, I mean, like, you're the Vice President of the United
I'm
States.
glad you brought this up.
Aren't you
We've
busy?
lost decorum. There was decorum. Now, don't get me wrong. We're a redneck bunch over here in America. I mean, our presidents have been shooting people and fighting, but there was, and yeah, there was some underlying, but there was decorum. There was respect for the president before, and
Well, it was interesting. He turned around and said, something, I'm loyal to my staff. They're not your staff, they're ours. And you work for me. You're not a celebrity, you're not Taylor Swift over there. You aren't bringing an auditorium of 1 million people like Taylor can.
no. You come in making 180,000 a year, and you leave office being hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. How does that happen? On a $175,000 a year, with a whole bunch of perks, awesome, but still, we know how. We all know how. When are we going to say no more fluff money?
And
That eliminates a lot if we do that.
I don't think anyone.
It'll never happen.
Never gonna happen.
It's never going to happen. But if you eliminated lobbyists, it would eliminate.
But the lobbyists do some good work, right? So you've
Okay,
got
I agree with that.
lobbyists that will advocate for environmental issues.
Okay.
You've got lobbyists that will advocate for children's services. You've got lobbyists that will advocate.
How about this? Take the money out of lobbying.
Right. And I'll say this, like, one of my favorite politicians up here is Senator Bradley. And I'll tell you why. And it isn't that she's just beautiful, she really is a stunner. But
Hey.
it's because he does the hard stuff that isn't glamorous. It isn't caught up in the culture wars. It's not caught up in like the
Trendy.
It's not trendy. It's not sexy.
Yeah.
It's not any of that. It's not. It's not like, oh, you don't have some lunatic group running around going ban the book. It's not any of that stuff. I'm going to take on Ticketmaster because that is not fair to people. I'm going to address state parks because no, they shouldn't be pickleball and tennis courts and all of those things. It's challenging the upper echelon for the people to protect things for the people. And some may argue, well, she's done this. Okay, well, none of them are perfect. And I can count her successes for the people versus the failings.
Now, does the Jewish community dive into politics?
Yes.
Yeah, so y'all are obviously, because that is a way to protect yourself.
Well, I think every community should have a voice.
Right.
I've seen people targeting AIPAC and telling us, like, AIPAC members, oh, you have to register. What? I'm not a foreign lobby. AIPAC's not a foreign lobby. There's 6 million American Jews who support AIPAC. Most Jews I know support AIPAC. They do amazing work. What they're looking for is supporting candidates who support Israel's right to exist. What's wrong with that?
They just shine a light on it.
What's wrong with that?
Right. Well, it's what you said. It's that war against the Jewish community, and every corner you turn, and y'all are just so used to putting up the shield and fighting.
Well,
I'm sorry if we happen to punch you every now and then when you're being nice. It's a knee-jerk reaction.
Well, is we used to have this mentality. I think my grandma's mentality, especially for the Holocaust.
Be quiet. Yeah, they won't see us. They'll leave us alone.
Yeah. And I think when that happens, you look weak.
And they get bolder.
And the difference between the Israelis, for example, and Jews in the diaspora, number one, we don't have the idea of it. But number two, the Israelis, they really don't do well. They don't take shit.
Yeah.
They're not
I
good
agree.
at taking shit.
No, not even in conversations.
No.
I know.
No, they don't. They're very.
Galosh? Is that a food? Okay, never mind. Keep going. Goulash.
But that's Hungarian.
Okay, wrong. But I had an elder Jewish young lady who made some of the best.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it. Okay. Well, interestingly enough, growing up, in the late '70s, I had a babysitter who was German who had gotten out, and so she told me the Jewish and the Nazi stories, and so I had firsthand account as a child. I was like, you can imagine as just a Caucasian white boy I'm not taught that at school, and I'm like, you went underneath you dug and you were hiding in the woods, and
I
yeah.
would tell you something that was beautiful. I did that presentation. I met hopeless about it.
Wow.
And so, you're doing a presentation talking about, it's all about having a party to belong to. It's about really looking at candidates. And I'm having this whole conversation. And at the end, he says to me, his wife is actually from Australia. It's from Melbourne. She says, my husband was a hopeless. It hit in the fields. Well, I just, I mean, when
Especially now, they're very rare.
I hugged him. Why, baby? It's like, what an honor to meet you, to actually meet you. And then I hugged him again and cried again. And I hugged him again and cried again. So,
Awesome.
but when you meet someone who's gone through horrors, like tonight, it was so funny because we're doing this podcast, and I was telling people from the Jewish community, I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah.
They're like, send us the link. Said, like, Ruth, we've got the 2 Nova survivors coming in Jacksonville. So we have 2 Israelis who survived. They were hostages.
So are they coming to speak?
They're speaking in Jacksonville tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Yeah. So it's like literally tonight.
And they allow non-Jews to come.
Mm-hmm.
Where would somebody go to get more information on a regular basis of speakers and?
So what we usually do is we have like a list. Like I have a list, and I send them to people, and then people have to register because then we have to get security.
Understood.
Yeah,
understood.
We have like the Jacksonville police.
You can't just buy a ticket and show up.
No, Jack's
Yeah.
a great Jacksonville sheriff's office. Jewish community loves TK. Like they have been excellent.
Yeah. Well, good.
And I think
do they run? Okay? How about this? Do they put it online?
They will in
Okay.
Jewish community Facebook pages.
Okay.
Again, you have to register.
So they are a little more private about the conversation, and there's nothing wrong with that.
They're private about the events for security reasons.
Right. But I would think after the fact they would want people like me to be able to watch it without registering.
They would. Some people show up if they're invited by a friend.
No, I mean like watching it on YouTube after the fact.
Yeah.
Do they put stuff like that on?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it depends.
If you find something, let me know. That way I can put links and people can. That way, just people like me that want to get more invested in knowledge.
The 2 guest speakers tonight. I don't know if you remember. They're brother and sister. I think it's Itai. I think it is. Their brother and sister. She was shot. She has
Locally?
no. She was in Israel on
Okay.
October 7th, and
That should be done out.
So it's Maya and Itai Regev. So their story was, she had been shot and it hadn't been treated properly.
It was a hate crime.
No, they were in October 7th. They were victims they were kidnapped by Hamas and taken into Gaza.
Send that to Catherine or to me. I'll get you my cell number. You can send it to me.
Yeah.
And I'll put a link of it on here.
So it basically, they're coming to speak tonight. So it was so funny because I said, I'm on a podcast and I literally was about to register and I was like, oh no.
You'll know something though. This will have the opportunity to hopefully my goal. One, I just love great stories.
Mm-hmm.
But two, as I've gotten to talk to you a little bit more, I see where the opportunity for a non-Jewish person to go, wow, I'm a little more interested, or what is that? What's that 7-day war? And I don't know nowhere near the depth you do, but I love the Jewish community. I stand with Israel.
I think, for anti-Semitism, again, if you support Israel, there is no anti-Semitism.
Right.
If you support the Jewish nation, right, the Jewish state. So for the left, they can call it anti-Zionism, which is the same thing as anti-Semitism.
Right.
It's just word salad.
Right.
As us mental health professionals, I think word salad. And they're gaslighting, another term we like to use, and essentially trying to attack a serious minority. We are a minority.
Do y'all believe that is a specific group, or it's just for some reason the world?
I think in Europe, what you're seeing is...
And I don't think you have to call them out. I just think I guess what I'm looking for is, our community understands who we're dealing with.
Our community, some of us, yeah.
Yeah. See, that interests me.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that some other time. That's
Yeah.
not something to put out here.
But
Because y'all are some of the greatest, spies there are. I mean, y'all know more about. All of a sudden, y'all start dropping bombs out somewhere, and you got these groundbreakers and they blow up all these. How no one even knew it was there except y'all.
I tell you, a lot of people were really impressed with the pager and Hezbollah.
Right.
All the pagers.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was impressed by that, but I was really impressed with the fact that they had gone into Iran, infiltrated in Iran, had all those scientists in
Yes.
the nuke, and all of them were killed
Yes.
in one swoop. And I'm like,
America can't pull that off.
I think you have and have done. I just think.
Yeah, but we're sloppy. We can't even do our president properly without having to take out a bunch of other people. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Right. Oh yeah. Let it come. Listen, you can't explain. All I'm saying is this. I don't have all the answers, but I have enough logic in me to go, is that bullet scientifically
You know what
able?
that is? It's not, we have to survive. We have no choice.
Yeah.
If
So you have to see it coming.
we have to be faster, smarter, and quicker
Yeah.
in every angle.
But they say
We have-
necessity is the greatest form of invention.
We have no choice.
Yeah.
It's like an addict who hits rock bottom. You have no choice now. You can either keep going there, and you're gonna die. You're just gonna die. So, sorry. We have no choice. We have to survive. So we're working on survival. We're in survival mode every single day. And Jews in America are.
Yeah.
Constantly, whether we're under attack from the left leaners or the right leaners.
Yeah, you're sitting here and it's pure political, and then all of a sudden it becomes physical. I mean,
That's
you
right.
can walk into a gas station and there be somebody who has a total anti-Semitic mindset.
And a lot of people will say to
And if you're not with your husband, I mean, you're walking into gas.
yeah.
Do I even have to think about that?
A lot of people say, to Jewish people, who do you feel about the left or the neo-Nazis on the right? The Nazis on the right. Because they're going to walk into the synagogue and shoot people. Like they will walk into certain churches and shoot people. Because the rhetoric is so bad right now that, whether the rhetoric is just towards the Jewish people, but, there is a very smart attack on African American people. There is a very wicked attack on Indians, on women, and it's systematic, and it's becoming it's becoming beyond what is healthy for any society. to function.
When did you get into I'm sorry, I'm gonna back the rules. When your traces into the mental,
counselor.
mental health counselor. I want to make sure I said it right. The mental health counselor.
What the mental health? So I did all my formal education in the UK, and then I've always done mental health. One of the best training opportunities. What I would say is a good place to develop your skills or be a good therapist or understand. It's working in a prison.
Yes.
So
So you worked in prison,
yeah. I worked at Broward Correctional Institution.
Broward.
Broward Correctional, it's closed now. It's the maximum security prison for women.
Oh wow. And you were already in mental health at that time?
Yeah. So there was five of us.
Did you want to go in that?
Yes.
Okay, there's the reason I'm asking. My daughter wants to do this. How did she get this bug?
Okay, so I always wanted to do forensics. So I was like, I think I could learn a lot from that. And my boss, Dr. Evans, Linda, and I'm still very good friends. She's amazing. You know, I was like, I could work for her. And she is brilliant. And it was so much fun in the team, but it was definitely one of the most interesting places.
How many years?
3.
So 3 years, a
For
day
sure.
in and day out. And
Yeah.
you were on the mental health side inside the prison.
Inside the prison. I had a caseload of like 130 something inmates, all women.
What was the top 2 issues you saw in the prisons with the and this is just your opinion, like if you could treat these 2 things, it would have eliminated a lot of the opportunities to get into the messes they got into. It could be top 3.
If the women in the prison, everyone that I knew, except for maybe a handful, was sexually assaulted as a child.
We're not talking about this enough. The sexual assault.
I think
Hurt people.
I think if there was effective treatment, I think that during that crisis time when they were young, they got the treatment.
Before they learned to build the walls of get off me and I got it.
They became that somebody who caught up in the system, right? Of like they were sexually assaulted and they got effective counseling. They got what they needed to get through that crisis as a child. And then they grow up and then they medicate.
Yep.
Start using drugs.
Yep. And search for belonging and all the other. I know. Look who snuck in, Miss Catherine. I know. I had her chair all ready for her. The Queen is here. She looks fabulous. Is that V Bella right there? Or that's just a little bit of everything. That's okay. She's working it. So sexual assault. Well, would there be a number 2, or is that just stands out?
I think that just stands out the most.
Yeah.
I can tell you every single woman, except for maybe woman, sorry.
So out of 100, you're talking about.
Out of 130, maybe 5 hadn't been
Wow.
assaulted as a child.
That was your caseload, right?
That was my case.
So that was you have specific.
There was like 4 therapists that were practicing as well, because we had to split it up.
So we got a major issue. I mean, it's not just. I mean, we all know that sexual abuse happens. I think our country turns the eye too much. I think the church turns the eye too much.
Yes, I think there's too much. I'm not sure whether it's the church. I don't want to paint one.
Okay, when I say the church, I mean the buildings, all of them.
Yeah.
Religion.
Yeah.
You know that, and I'm not coming at any one denomination. Relax. I love it. It's so fun. It's my podcast.
You do.
Can you do that in the Jewish community? I love the Jewish community. If you don't love the Jewish community,
We can do that. I do it all the time.
so we can double. Hey, if you don't like Jewish, come on.
Yeah.
If you don't like the Jewish community, Right there, buddy.
To admit, like today, after seeing
Right, Laura? Thank you.
seeing some of the hate, towards so many minorities, I actually played Lily Allen. I was telling Catherine about it.
Lily Allen?
Yeah, she has that song. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh, no. My TikTok people love that when I start playing it.
It's a great one.
So let me ask you this. We'll bring it a little more local. How do you feel the Jewish community is and don't let me get you in a hole, so please feel free to back out. This is your view from your ways. But how do you feel the Jewish growth of anti-Semitism or growth of has gone on in the greater Jacksonville area, the greater Northeast Florida area?
Well, I don't know if you remember a couple of years
That
ago.
gives you a lot of hours.
Yeah, so it's gonna weave my way around.
Okay.
Don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, there was swastikas projected
Yep.
onto the building.
That's sort of where I was getting at.
That's quite upsetting. to
Yeah,
say
we
the
got
least.
one little day or two of news.
Yeah, and then you have someone where on bridges doing some crazy stuff. I mean, that was
Talk about noise.
oh
Recently.
yeah, and that was those were from far right, right?
Right.
So then you've got on the left, in January of this year, around January, my girlfriend who,
It's okay, I hit them all the time. Point it back to you. It's all right.
my girlfriend Brittany, who owns Gillies, she was being harassed by the pro-Palestinian crew.
In what manner? How can they?
They were hanging outside like her
Oh, so
restaurant.
like physically. Will you call me, please?
Oh,
I have time. No, listen to me. It's on camera. I have time, and I am more than willing to be their huckleberry.
and so
I'm that guy.
You're
I'm
that
not a
guy.
badass. No, not a badass. No, we're gonna have fun. If you're gonna have fun, I'm gonna have fun. I'll go stand right beside them.
yeah,
We'll start talking.
she did actually.
I'll bring a bunch of
She
ham
did.
sandwiches and I'll eat them
Yeah.
right in front of them.
But there was a lot of ducking and weaving.
Is that ugly?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
There was a lot of ducking and weaving on, was that right? Is it okay? Aren't they meant to have permits to harass people? So eventually it was resolved.
I hate bullies.
That's exactly what
I
it
hate
is.
bullies.
It's
I fucking
bullying.
hate bullies.
And
Each other.
I think that was most recent from the far.
You're making my
left.
hands sweat.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. No, I'm not joking about calling me. I'll go eat down there. I'll go hang out.
Amazing. Catherine's with.
Yeah, I'll go hang out with Gilly. Me and him be buddies. Well, listen, a weekend in jail is really, it's just a diet system. So it's okay.
They're all sweet.
I think.
Oh, yeah, they won't be able to hear her. I've learned this. So make sure you repeat what she says.
So Catherine's saying they were paid protest.
No, we can't physically back this up right now. I mean, but no one was there to okay.
Yeah, so Catherine's saying example.
And she will repeat this, but
I'm going to repeat what she's saying. Give me 1 second. Right. We're working our way into that.
here.
Yeah.
Because you worked really hard. I think that's fair.
Okay, so let's talk because they're not going to be able to hear you. What she's talking about is Ruth is a very private person and very, as y'all have learned through this episode, but she also has been involved in activism in the Jewish community locally, and I imagine a little bit further beyond. So talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, some of the things you've done.
It's hard because I'm very pro-Israel.
Yeah.
So it's very much. My children do crap with golf, crying out loud. I truly believe you should be able to speak up, speak out, use your voice, work within your community, and help your community feel strong, feel empowered. And the way to maybe help them is to maybe show them that you can be strong, you can empowered, and that if we come together and we do things the right way, we can fight off hate in a healthy way. You know, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing worse than feeling everyone hates you for just who you are.
Can you believe that? Me and my stupid phone. I don't even know where it is. Keep talking, you're right.
So I think, you know, for us, you know, the way to set the tone of how to handle this is to use strength, not weakness. Be a Maccabee. Be
Not the quiet
no,
kid
no,
in the corner.
no.
Yeah.
I think, you know, that's a challenge, right? Because if you speak up, then you become a target.
Right.
If you don't speak up,
You become a target.
So you've got to make a decision on how you want to handle this. So we're very fortunate. Ricky is an amazing friend, an amazing businesswoman, has a fantastic restaurant, and she, you know, we worked together to bring in a ton of people. We advertised that it was a target of hate, and Catherine came, Tony came, like my friends here in Clay, Christian friends, came to support the Jewish community, came out and said, we're going to be here, we're going to be on your side. We're not going to let people bully you just for being Jews. And like the entire, like so many people from the Jewish community showed up. Head of Jewish Federation, Jacksonville, Northeast Florida.
Yeah, they have grown. That
Yes.
federation has some pull in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Federation has grown. The Chabad synagogues have grown. The Orthodox Union in New York has Jacksonville as one of the places to move to as a Jew.
Good.
Yeah. So
What about Orange Park?
I know. You might scare them, of course.
In Middleburg. I mean, is there that? Because I mean, now my brain,
Scaring the locals.
yeah, my brain only, I guess growing up, I mean, seeing San Jose and all the Orthodox Jews daily, just never really, I just, my brain doesn't go there the way, and nor does yours.
Right.
Well, yours has to because of your generational issues. But I mean, I've never had to deal with that. And so I can't think of somebody that would just go hate somebody just for the color of their skin or the belief that they have. But it's rampant.
It makes sense, right?
Make it
Yeah.
make sense.
I think, you
And
know, like I
it
said,
doesn't.
I go back to the canary on the coal mine situation. It starts with the Jews, but it doesn't end with the Jews. So as we're seeing this escalation on the right start to rise, starting with the Jews, you've got the Tucker Carlsons, you've got the just crazy banter, like insane conspiracy theories
Right.
that no one with any logic can wrap their heads around. And believe me, I don't think they're crazy. I think they're making a ton of money. And I think
Fear sells.
and I think they love the chaos. They
Yeah.
love chaos.
Chaos controls the masses.
Yeah. And like an addiction, they're
Yeah.
addicted to the chaos.
100%.
And it's like a fuel. And we're not seeing like a rapid response. Like
Something, I'm addicted to the chaos. Did you see what was on when you came in? It was all the entitled people getting owned by cops and all that, and it plays in my it plays in my background because it's noise and it's loud, and all of a sudden I'll be on TikTok live and I'll have music so loud sometimes because it settles my brain and it forces me to focus. I don't know, it's really good.
I mean, you had an alcohol issue, right?
Huh?
You had alcohol.
Well, I mean, alcohol was one time. I was a workaholic. I was an alcoholic. Sure, I was a basketballaholic. I mean, I'm all in. I mean, I do this. After this, usually I have TikTok on here while we're doing it. I'm looking at them, and yeah, I'm all in when I do things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I
You know,
I love it.
I just was wondering if you tested for
ADHD. Yeah.
ADD.
I'm sure I am on the spectrum of some sort. I'm absolutely sure. But is it this is my question. And so you're in this field. I am not. Is it a detriment or is it a superpower?
having neurodiverse,
Yeah, that fancy word you just said, right?
Being
Neurodiverse.
being neurodiverse.
Right now.
It's a fancy word for being on the spectrum.
Neuro. How you spell that there, Doc? Neurodiverse.
Neuro and diverse.
She cute too.
Neurodiverse.
Okay, give me the depth of that.
So, the spectrum, that's essentially what it is. So you're talking about the ADD, ADHD. And, I do think I think a lot of people have it, right? Where did that all come from? I mean, is it superior testings like tools, or are we just quick to pull it to that? So, I mean,
I lean more to the latter. I mean, my kid's hyper because I didn't parent him properly, and now my dog. If I don't burn his energy, he chews my papers. He ate my legal. I had to go to the judge and literally say the dog ate my papers, and it was true. He ate my papers, and I had been gone for a couple days, and I asked her, and she wasn't throwing the ball, and they're huskies, and
yeah.
and got up on leaned up on the
They're
thing.
great escape artists, the huskies.
Good gosh. Good gosh.
I think that has always.
I picked him up because I love saving dogs, and they named him at the pound. The one downtown, by the way, downtown Jacksonville, has the best dogs. And so I had because of my son, he's in Japan, I had a Husky German Shepherd mix. So we were going to go get a German Shepherd. He looks more German Shepherd. So we were going to go get a German Shepherd. And I turned the corner and saw an all white Husky. And he was just sitting there. And he was so simple and sweet. And now my backyard is dug up.
Yeah.
And they called him Poof down there. And I didn't know why. He was gone in 5. Yeah, I was chasing him down the. He made it to Blanding one day, and I finally cussed him. I was like, "Fuck you! You run then! You better know how to get home." I was at that point. I chased him like 4 times. I'm on my neighbors. I'm sorry. I'm new in the neighborhood, and all he wants to do is he was trying to find the water to swim. He loves the water, and now I've got all the bricks laid. I've got him centrally located. I think I got him locked down. The digging's just going to be digging, but they are fun dogs.
They're definitely ADD.
Yes, and so they fit me well. They're high energy.
Yeah.
So I'm the kind of guy that I see systems, I see patterns and cycles really fast. And so I can see them in people, I can see them in business, I can see them, whether I've been in the boutique business or not, there's a pattern to it. And so when I get, what are you looking at?
I thought there was all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, she threw me off. Did you lock that door?
Yeah.
Okay, just in case I thought maybe a customer was coming in. This is in a boutique as well, or a vintage store. Well, she keeps Becky likes to say it's a boutique.
Yeah.
Technically, I have more square footage. I'm just saying.
It's cute.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
So I have a golden retriever.
Yes.
I have a Great Dane.
Oh, I love it.
So it's a really great
love it.
experiment
That's a weird mix.
because a golden retriever is super small
Yes.
and a Great Dane
Not so, but energetic.
low functioning.
Yes.
So
Their little roof. The way they lay on you.
yeah. So
I
he's
love them.
but the experiment worked.
Can you get smarter?
He got smarter by hanging around with golden retriever.
Yep.
So he follows him everywhere he goes. They're bonded. They're bonded pets.
Yeah, I can't ever break up these two now. The husky and the other. Now my third, which was the dominant dog, he was the smaller one. He's the older one. He kept trying to get in the middle, and I would come home and he was getting bit. They were having to figure it out because I kept trying to leave him in another room, but they'd go outside and fight, and he kept trying to hold his spot. And the husky was a nice guy, but if he got bit, he'd be like, "Hey," and they finally figured it out.
It's really
Darwinism.
It's so cute.
Is she hiding around the corner?
Well, I
She's
can't
hanging
see
around
Ruth.
everywhere. So I it's really interesting watching. I keep hitting this.
That's okay.
It's interesting watching the animals play, and I have some cats, and it's like animal farmer.
Yeah. So the Jewish community in Orange Park, comfortable. Can we put it there? I mean, alert in life, but I mean, you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I think it's a minority. We're such a minority.
Yeah.
It's very few of us, and a lot of us go into Jacksonville to like synagogues.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of synagogues there.
There's not really. There's a Chabad house, but there's not a lot of synagogues. So most of us go into Jacksonville, which is not. It's not far. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's.
What would you like to see in the next 5, 10 years for the Jewish community, perception wise? Or even politically, I mean, the growth side of, obviously leave us alone, but how do we
The
get there?
favorite part. Leave
Yeah.
us bloody alone.
Yeah, but how do we get there? I mean, it's going to have to be baby steps.
It swings, right? So you've got people leaning in to the left, and then you've got the rise on the right.
So is it all political where it's going to get fixed though? Or is it really, teaching the next generation, anti-Semitism? And does the educational system locally, and I mean locally, I mean, yeah. So there,
I mean, because here's the thing, right?
Catherine's laughing.
Yeah, you're teaching about the Holocaust, right?
Yes.
It's 80 years since that.
Right.
That's all it is. Till 6 million people were executed.
Right.
And a genocide against, not a fake genocide, a
Right.
real genocide happened to Jewish people less than 18 years ago. And here we are with the same old tropes from way back of King Harold, where we drank the blood of Christians
Yes.
and our matzah was made of Christian blood, and like, which again, those 613 laws, that's a violation of our 613 laws. We're not allowed to do that.
Right.
We're not even allowed to eat blood. That's why we kosher food. So these tropes that are being dabbled in again.
So misinformation, you're bringing up something really good. So misinformation in all aspects, but when you get into this world, most people don't have the knowledge of the history that you and I talked about early on, even from my side. And so they just believe whatever, a rapper that start doing an anti-Semitic rap. I mean, to them, that's history. If he says it or she says it, any artist, any actor or any politician, if somebody loves them and they say it, they don't go do research. They just take it as the gospel.
I think also social media is playing a really vital role in this. And look, it's not just whether it's anti-Semitism, racism, or homophobia, or misogyny. We're seeing a generation that doesn't know how to engage. They don't know how to develop relationships. They don't know how to meet people offline.
Oh, you're right about that.
They don't know how to be intimate with people. They don't know what intimacy looks like.
But what did we think was going to happen with all these phones and technology and staying in the house? Little Johnny staying in the house all day and mama not making him go out.
Right.
I mean, you didn't learn the social
Here's
side.
the thing, right? So my kids have a phone, but they don't have any social media. None.
How old are they?
15 and 13. My daughter's had a phone for months. She got it in 7th grade. My son got his in 7th grade.
That's about when I did my 7th, 8th grade. I let them both have one together.
They don't have TikTok. They don't have any of that.
Yeah.
They're not allowed it. I have parental blocks. I can see what they're texting, what they're not texting. I'm the parent, right? So I need to
Right.
step up and be the parent.
Yep.
And
I mean, nowadays,
believe it. And also there's an abundance of psychological research. When, psychologists
input
really
is output.
hello, get your kid off social media, and then you've got, I don't know, Meta going, we've got a teenage version of Instagram. No, how about no version of Instagram?
Right.
We don't need,
Let me learn how to body shame myself. Let
Yeah.
me learn how I'm not the prettiest and I'm not the smartest. And
Yeah.
the interesting thing, TikTok, there's that. And if y'all are on TikTok, if you look at the very top left, it has STEM. And if you click that button, you see what the rest of the world uses TikTok for. And it's for math and science, and there's nothing funny about it. And but you can learn anything you want on there. And then you see what America uses it for. And there's an article, which you might find interesting. I've mentioned a couple times, Joe Sixpack. And it's talking about the dumbing down of America. And this was written years ago. And our attention spans are purposely just being shortened and shortened and shortened to where can you even watch a 2-hour movie anymore?
Right. And let's just be honest. Like, one harps on Florida's got the best schools. No, we don't. Like, we just don't. We have some of the best teachers.
And that we have the best system to work around. My middle boy, I watched it. He would not go. He would not go do his homework. He would not take the test because he knew he would only lose 10%. And then he was really smart, so he'd make B's all the time. He had an A B honor roll, and they call it an A school, but they let him. But what taught him to hit his deadline? And that was the things that I was irritated about, and the schools didn't support it. And
Well, I think,
that was a
you know,
mess. They irritated me.
I think I love public schools.
Yeah.
I think public school.
All three of mine went to public.
I'm a public school. My children are in public school. I love public teachers. I love public school teachers. They do an amazing job with shit pay.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
don't pay well at all.
listen, let me tell you something. You know, with everything that's happened recently, here, you know, I have clients that come and see me, they've got kids. But let me tell you, these parents are pissed. Every single one of them.
Do you like the ability to be able to split the incomes and people can go to the traditional schools, the magna school? Well, no, not magnas. What are they called? Charter schools. Do you like the charter school
I believe
mentality?
in school choice to a degree.
Do you like it? You don't like it? You like-
I don't have a kid or dog in the
Yeah.
I care
Catherine
about
takes you
how
I like it to a degree. I think
Should have kids.
school choice started off as a really great opportunity. And I think, you know, the charter school here, St. John's Classical Academy has done a pretty good job, in my humble opinion.
Except they're parking. Y'all need to get off the damn road.
Oh, and
I'm
that.
coming by.
And whoever thought it was a good
What a bunch
idea
of bozos.
to block Hanover Road onto Old Hard Road,
I don't know.
I don't even know.
And I lived at Lakeshore Drive West, so that was my cut through with my kid.
think DTE,
Yeah.
the academy, I know that that's how the school board members like, or let me rephrase that. Some of the school board members like to spend, oh, well, this is school choice in the public schools.
Right.
That's bullshit.
She said what Catherine's saying. That's the one thing about these mics; they're directional.
Yeah.
Knowing Catherine, I'll always have a third mic sitting over there for now on. She can at least pick it up and talk. And I'm serious, not to be funny, because she has great input. But the point that Catherine's making is
I respect
that the idea that these charter schools are
No,
true
no,
school
the public schools.
choice,
The public schools with their CPE academies, you know, like how each of
and the magna schools and all that.
It's the
How it's really school choice, and it's
not.
saying it's bullshit.
It's not.
She didn't say bullshit.
school choice. You know, the state's giving the parent
Right.
all of the power.
Yeah.
Including, because let's be honest, the money is where
I
the power
don't be like, I'm all for parent choice. The state gives.
Some of them don't need to be making choices. Did I get there first? Okay, I'll say it.
I mean, I don't want to.
Y'all stupid. I'm just gonna say it. Some of y'all don't need to be having kids. Just because you have the right to doesn't mean you need to. I said it.
So, I mean, like, ultimately, I feel like, you know, I just feel really bad for the teachers right now. I'm very disappointed. I think let me start here. I think our superintendent does an amazing job.
he does.
He has over 5,000 employees, 42 schools or something like that, I think roughly. He works 24/7, 365. I mean, this guy, he's one guy.
I don't know him. Who is it?
David Browski.
David Brodsky.
I'm sorry to say I don't really know. Okay. I knew
Amazing,
the
very
Jackson.
calm.
David Brodsky.
Browski.
Brodsky.
Yeah, very calm, very upbeat, very
He's
positive.
a professor and teacher.
And he was a teacher,
Yeah.
which is, you always want to have some kind of experience.
It still doesn't help the anti-Semitic education.
No, but this is more about the schools. Right?
Gotcha.
Like first, and he is very much focused on every child having a good experience, having a good learning outcome. Oh, very much, not just about metrics, very much about learning outcomes. I don't agree with, you know, this is what a lot of I'm hearing. I don't agree with the school board taking a pay rise and the teachers not getting a pay rise.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's very upsetting.
I used to work for the Duval County School Board, so I saw a lot of the pay different. And I was in the electrical side, so I had to work in schools while they were the school was going on. So I heard a lot. I was in the
I
inner city.
disagree with people saying, well, why did Dave Broski get a pay rise? Well, he's an executive and he works his butt off. That's why he got a pay rise.
And if you have
School board members work 10 hours a month if you're bloody lucky. So why are, and here's the problem, right? People forget they work for all of us.
elected people.
And,
And that runs across the country.
every sector, there are those that truly value what they do and they always are aware, Randy Fine, the classic example, he's always in his district, he's always running around, you go check him out, he's always doing something in his district, working to talk to the people, trying to figure out, remembers he's working for the people. And then there are those that I don't know if it's a sense of entitlement, I don't know if it's
Comfortability, you think?
yeah, and I think people are very
Like it's not happening to us. So
kind of well, yeah, I'm getting a pay rise. What you complaining about, bitch?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of thinking. Well, so you're a teacher.
Yeah.
The scum.
Yeah.
What? Who?
But it's been that way forever here in I'm saying Duval. Okay, I'm not talking specifically. I just think
I'm talking specifically just
like Orange, right? It's.
I'm talking.
I mean, you could go to Broward, and I'm sure they're dealing with the same. Yeah, exactly.
Or Palm Beach.
Yes.
I mean, collectively, there is this, and it's all great. You walk in a room and everyone's going, "Yep,"
Yeah.
but you have a job to do.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that job and you're only here for the props and the applause, that's not really fair on the people you're meant to be serving. And this is something, you sure have to fire up someone who's elected by getting them twisted when you turn around and say to them, "You're my servant.
That's true. It's true.
You're a civil servant.
Yeah.
You're my servant."
Yeah.
And they don't know how, disrespectful. No, it comes in everything you're doing, and it's what gets you that round of applause in the room.
If you got big, young lady, and you blew up across the country,
I would not do that.
and let's just follow me for a second. And you stood on stage and said that, you would be there would be bullets coming your way. So my point is.
Is it because she's Jewish?
Yeah, it's because I'm Jewish.
No, it's because she's going to be training the masses what they don't want to be taught. What they want.
People know this.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm saying anything that people don't already know.
I understand that, but I'm going somewhere with this. So we all know this, and this is where I'm going. We all know this. Who's going to stand up on that stage and be right? Because it's going to take a lot of Kirks that are getting, shot at and hurt and out front. And I don't know that our generation is the one that does it. This next generation is pretty interesting. They're strong.
You know who's interesting? Not by generation. It's not generation B, it's generation. Yeah.
What's the age? My
Generation
freaking pencil.
born 2010.
2010.
So they're the kids that during COVID,
What are they called?
Generation Alpha.
That's always-
They are the Alpha generation.
Okay.
You had no choice.
They're the kids that were in a classroom and they have that freaking mask across their face, like my son, who had a cold, who had childhood asthma.
Because of it?
No, not because he just had a cold.
I got you.
He had to swallow his own snot because the teacher was like, "No, you got to keep the mask on. School policy, you got to keep the mask on." And my son would have it like this just so he could breathe and not have snot in his mouth. I mean, it's you could, and these are kids that were like, I hate what they represent. I hate what they do. I hate their choices. They don't care. These kids made it their mission, I can tell you, to read the Constitution, to know their amendments, to know their laws, know their rights, and they're coming for Generation Z, and they're coming for the millennials, and they're coming for Generation X. This is the generation where some parents were like, not all, you still got parents that allow their kids to use social media, but where some parents started to recognize social media was dangerous, and they implemented the parental controls. And so you've got like this division in this generation. You've got those that do have the social media, and those who literally will say things like, and I'll quote, make bullying great again. They're like, make bullying great again. These kids are nuts.
But what about even in Generation Alpha, all the kids that are growing up without dads and moms, and
Actually, you've got more Generation Alpha who have two family homes.
so it's sort of starting to reverse a little bit.
Right, and then you've got, so Generation Z, I don't know if you saw some recent data, most Generation Z are losing their virginity in their early 20s, which is really different.
I've been saying this.
Generation X, because they don't freaking know how to have a normal, healthy relationship without someone who's not a blow up. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Like, they're in their basement at being keyboard warriors, and they're not actually building relationships with people. They're not having they don't know how to socially interact. So then they have social anxiety because they don't know actually how to have a conversation with people. You know, crack open, well, not for you, but crack open a glass of wine,
Yeah.
not for you, but, and sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do that. And they're awkward people. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And so how are you going to have intimate relationships with people?
I think a lot of the generations past Gen X have gotten softer. I think they find. I had this one. Now, I think the danger is in, and I just did it right there. Is in I heard myself. Is in the generalities. I have to be so careful because, like, my three kids are Gen Zs. Gen Zs. They're 2000, 1998, 2000, and then 2004 or 5. So they're like right on the front edge. Of that.
Millennial and Gen Z.
Yeah. So, and yet they are thick-skinned, free-thinking, self-sufficient. I mean, my one boy didn't get drafted by the Savannah Bananas this year, and yet they asked him.
I thought that was a joke, like the Savannah Bananas.
Oh no!
Thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's a professional. Oh yeah, they make good money.
I think that you like it.
What is it?
No, you wouldn't like it. It's an entertainment style baseball. It's dancing and rock play, and they dance, but yet they're really good baseball. But they do flips while they catch balls, and it's more for entertainment purposes. But the point was, he was going to have to make choices. Now they've actually come back around and offered him to be a pitcher entertainer. It's a whole other thing. The thing they've been trying to add, and they need good pitchers, and so.
I think there's a difference. So you've got the generation that grew up on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and then you've got the generation that got TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different.
Every
diverse-
generation thinks every generation, and I don't. I have to.
Back in my day,
Well, and I remember this. I moved out at 17. I was on my own, and no one treated me like an adult. And I was paying my bills on my own. I had a vehicle. I was working. And I might have been digging ditches from sun up before it was sun up to sundown. But I was living on Phillips Highway, Suntree Mobile Homes. My trailer is still there. I can't believe that. But I was a man, and so I swore when I got older that when people came in, young people came in, that I would treat them like young adults. And I get such a neat reaction. I get to know a lot of younger generations because I don't have those preconceived notions that a lot of people my age do. I just don't generalize people in our world, in doctors, attorneys, all attorneys, and all. When I hear the word "all" out of my head, I try to have alarms.
right?
I'll make a lot of bad choices with generalizations.
I see some people feel like.
And that wasn't directed at you. I'm really talking to
I see some
me.
people that see young adults, like millennials who are like, I don't know, 40. They're like, oh, that 20-year-old is a kid. No, it's not. A kid is a kid. That's an adult.
Well, at 13 in the Jewish community, you become a man.
At 12, you become a.
Right.
So
Right.
I think, it's a very different
See how much I know?
experience.
You're a little surprised, aren't you?
What were you surprised?
A little bit.
Oh no, and this isn't something I studied up on it. You can tell I've lived it, and I've done. I like to understand other belief systems, other people's
Yeah.
Because I don't, if you just study just American history, you're not going to get it right.
Well, I think, it's really interesting that these people, like, we saw recently the YRs, right? Thank God they were calling black people monkeys. They were doing
Watermelon people.
watermelon people.
They wanted to gas the Jews.
Want to gas the Jews. God knows probably what they wanted to do to gay people. And then you saw some of them, most of them were chronically obese, right?
Right.
And being honest, I mean, like, none of them were like, I don't know, 6
Right.
And like, Vice President of the United States is like, well, they're just kids. No, they're not. They're 35.
Yeah. See,
It's just
that,
like ridiculous. When are we going to hold people accountable?
did they get anything?
No.
No.
The
That's
silence.
They got shamed.
So the conversation that we've been having is about how silence is consent.
Yeah, silence. So Catherine's been having this conversation with people. It's just like silence is consent.
If you don't,
When you're silent, you're consenting. If you're tolerating, so my whole, I have zero tolerance for hate, anti-Semitism, racism, misogyny, homophobia, gay friends, bad friends, Jewish friends, people who pick an alternative
Right.
lifestyle. I'm not here to tell them how to live their life. What I'm really uncomfortable with, and it's really starting to bother me, is these cultural wars have gone too far. It's, when you have like the Heritage Foundation, a think tank, and then you have people adopting their ideas who have influence or sway, that it's being trickled down to our children. Now the indoctrination is coming from them and not from the left. So which way do you want to go?
Yeah. I believe about 80% of America, or 80% of the world has no business making decisions. And unfortunately, I mean, that's the truth. About 80% are ignorant. And I don't mean stupid, I mean ignorant. Now, some of y'all are just stupid. Yep. It don't matter how much you study, you're going to be stupid. It's just that simple. I've seen you. I know you. Some of y'all are in Clay County. Some of y'all are in the chamber.
Oh my God, no way.
I just wanted to see her open her mouth. I love y'all. Don't spit in my food, okay? I'm just kidding.
I really will say, like, one of the biggest blessings is getting to know hardworking people at the time, because no touch on that.
Please do.
Getting to know hardworking business owners who are just so passionate about elevating others.
It is pretty cool.
And like Rebecca,
Yeah.
or Jason,
Yeah.
Jonathan Watts, and, these.
I don't think I've met a scrawny person in that chamber that I have not enjoyed.
for every one person.
But I
Yeah.
think there is just
Good
a
outfit.
magical commitment when you're a business owner and you speak to other business owners and you have that conversation and you're like, this is what's impacting you as a business owner this way. And this is what's in, because economically, and my clients are suffering. My clients are so, economically, they're suffering. Every business is suffering. Food prices, just like, the day-to-day living.
Oh, I know. I was at University of Florida at the Financial Aid Council, and they asked me, they said, has your finances changed from the last 2 years? Because I am not eligible for any Pell grants. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll send you the new one. And so I said, we'll be eligible, because I'm making some adjustments. I'm having to shut down a business. And so right now I'm in a transition, and the dollars are tight.
And people don't have it.
Yeah.
So I was reading today that we're in, I think it was $38 trillion debt. So that means the average household, the average American household,
Was it 12,000?
is $300,000 in debt.
Yeah.
We are talking that sum.
But hang on a second. If we're going to talk about debt, we got to talk about, are we actually traded on a stock market with our social security numbers? And are we seen as each one of us, hang on, don't shake your head yet, please. I'm not done yet. Do you know that each one of us has a certain amount of debt per life? Meaning you're going to go about $700,000 in debt in your lifetime, at least. Somebody's going to make money on that.
So, well, yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, right? So when you buy a house and your interest rate is high, the higher the interest rate, the more money you're paying the bank. The interest rate, the more the note.
And then if you trace it back to who's all that, it's pretty interesting.
Well, that was where the conspiracy theorists will go to the Jews and blame Goldman.
Uh,
Now you see the full circle. So what starts off as an innocent, like, I want to know, well, this leads to this.
Yeah, but you can back it up. I mean,
but
you
then-
gotta let people dig.
You've got to let people, but that goes to what? No one, like, I don't believe in.
Because I didn't even think Jewish when I was talking.
No, but
You didn't, but
but
And there's a lot of me out there.
yeah, and then a lot of.
Now, there's a lot of the other side. I get all that, but that's the thing, and I don't know what the answer is. I think it's a good conversation because I don't know what the answer
Here's
is.
a classic example.
Is the
that
generalities?
even some
Yeah.
Jewish people, I've been correcting people, responding to a couple of people on Facebook, that have fallen for this nonsense. So think about their self-esteem. I feel like a Barbara Streisand.
Are we
moment.
talking about Jeffrey
Self-esteem. You've got Mamdani, who is like crazy socialist. No normal person would vote for that, right? Except you've got a generation who feel disenfranchised, rejected, can't afford a home, can't afford. They can't even rent this chair because it's way out their price range in New York. So you've got a bunch of disenfranchised people who, when people are disenfranchised, they go to an extreme.
They do.
And they voted this guy in because why not? He might be different. Like, we know he's not going to be different.
But can I say something? We're talking politics. I don't think politics is where we fix this.
Here's what I'm going to say. So
Okay.
I was speaking to somebody had responded and said a lot of Jews voted for Mamdani. That is absolute bull. That is not true.
Yeah.
First and foremost, when you leave a poll and they're like, are you white? No, are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Are you black? Are you Jewish? No one asks you that.
Right.
Okay. So the way they're collecting that data, and there is a way to collect the data, but that isn't it.
Right.
It's less than 16% of New York Jews. And remember, there's over 1 million Jews in New York. Less than 16%, and that's probably a skewed number as well, voted for Mamdani. But when you plant that, so think about this, when you say most Jews voted for this socialist crazy guy who's going to screw up New York, who do you blame when New York gets screwed up? The Jews. So it starts when people are already caught, it's already starting. Right? And the only way to say no.
And do you believe this to be mainstream, or do you believe it to be fringe
It's
areas?
mainstream. It was on Facebook. Some guy I knew on Facebook. I've seen Jews parrot that. And I'm like, no.
People don't do research. You know, I'm amazed. I've seen family members. I'm like, that's not true. Did you not go fact check it before you post? I cannot say never. I think I've done like 4 or 5 that I just threw up there and couldn't find out it was bull crap.
One of the best things on Instagram that I like is when people turn around and goes, that's AI. That's AI. That's AI. Because it is. And people really need to catch on.
Well, it's going to get worse.
It's like, right.
In the next 2 years,
people need to catch
well,
on.
if you have not gotten on the train of AI and learned how to work with it,
Yeah.
you're going to get left behind.
That's right.
I've told my daughter that in your world.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is literally going to be counseling people one day. It's going to be
We have it
stupid.
already. We have that. We already have AI where you can do better health and all of that, and you can have counselor session with
Man,
AI.
come on, man. Come on, man. Come on now. That thing gets a little, and all of a sudden it's throwing me Prozacs and
But you know,
Klonopin.
look, there's two sides to them, right? Because for someone who's struggling with an addiction,
Yeah.
and they're triggered, and they're in the middle of possibly drinking or saying no to drinking or no to drugs, and they can have a conversation with someone who is an AI sponsor, or a sponsor that's created out of AI, I'm all for that. What I'm not for is because we save lives every day. That's what mental health professionals do. We are saving lives. We're running out on mobile crisis. We're running around in the ER, helping a rape victim. We're running around, in a psych unit. We're doing many different. For some on the left, they wanted us to be cops too when they wanted to fund the police. I'm like, lady, you can't pay me enough for that. So for us, we're trying to repair things. We're trying to prevent and then repair. And I think when it comes to that, only you know the skill as a professional.
So in your profession, I've often wondered this, like doctors, they can only look for what they were taught. And so if they don't continue their learnings, they can start making bad choices because the mind those receptors continue to adjust and the patterns get deeper and the channels adjust. And if you don't understand the brain and how it works, which I do not, I don't pretend to, I certainly don't understand mine. I do know that the basis of me is imperfection and is selfishness and self-centeredness.
Well, like I said, when I worked in the prison, I got to see every disorder in the DSM-5. I mean, you just walk in and you're like, there's schizoaffective.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that borderline. You get to see all of them, right? With different variations of their maladaptive, abnormal behaviors. Right?
Yeah. Is it all science or is there spiritual warfare in that as well?
There's spiritual tools as well. That's why we have AA in the prisons. There is a spirituality side to that. I mean, I gotta tell you this side fun.
Okay.
So when you work in a prison, the holidays for the inmates are like the big thing.
Yeah.
Because the food.
Right.
Otherwise it's just powdered eggs most of the
I
time.
may or may not have spent a night or two in a few of those.
Right. So, when Christmas rolls around, the inmates are really excited. Now, the rabbi would go to Broward Correctional. There would be one Jewish person in prison. It was really funny. But he'd still go. But during Hanukkah, everyone was Jewish.
Because they got 12 days, right?
8 days.
8 days, sorry.
And everyone's Jewish, and everyone wants to eat latkes and donuts that the rabbi brings. He was like, wait, you're Jewish? Yeah, I'm Jewish. I grew up in a Baptist family, but my family was Catholic, but I converted years ago. What? You just did Christmas? I'm Jewish this week. Oh my God, it was so
That's awesome because y'all do have some good food.
And then you gotta laugh because you're like, that's an inmate being an inmate, manipulating again, So
What's that little donut you make?
Still enough.
It's a little gooey in the inside, right?
It's got jam. I think I said Sukhanov. This is when I need Ricky. Like, Ricky, speak. But that is, that's a plasterboard.
What got you out? What was the decision where you just decided to get out of the prison systems?
Because you don't want to become institutionalized.
Yeah, and you were I understand that.
I'll tell you an example of me becoming institutionalized. It's like pretty freaking bloody scary actually for me. It was the rude awakening. I had an inmate come to my office. She would sit down. My patient would sit down, and she said, psych, what are you getting me for Christmas? And I said, a DR, a disciplinary reprimand.
Right.
And I went home that night and I was not happy with myself. That is not me. My reaction should have been, hey, listen, let's talk about boundaries here. I'm a therapist. And had that conversation with her.
So you went to the police side of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard it.
Is custody, care, and control, right? The PCs that we still consider Leos, and we're still, even though you're working in a prison, you're still considered a Leo. And you're coming from a received perspective, custody, care, and control.
Yep.
But that's not who I am. Like I said, you couldn't pay me enough to be law enforcement. I'm not.
God bless him.
Yeah, God bless him. I'm not doing
No.
I was not designed. I was not able to run in these shoes. It's not happening.
So you knew you were leaving, and were you already involved in local Jewish or like in the mental health?
And so I went to also work at Senior Volunteer Services. It's kind of like the Peace Corps.
Right.
So I went there as a program director for senior corps.
Okay.
So I had 400 like seniors that would volunteer to help other seniors. So I wrote federal grants, state grants, and a great program,
Wealth of wisdom right there.
right? An amazing.
Well, because you got to see the same the cycle of people come through fast enough.
Yeah.
You can see the patterns and learn a lot from that.
Oh, I mean, just so many great opportunities. And I was professor of psychology at Kaiser University.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Broward at the flagship
Yeah.
campus.
Did you enjoy teaching?
I loved it.
Yeah, college age is
Yeah,
fun.
I
Yeah.
love my students, and I have great friends there. And then I went took a sabbatical because I had my kids, and then I went to work for my favorite, it's David Altman, for Recovery Room. I love him. He is literally the best.
So your mental health is for recovery.
I go into recovery with David.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So David hired me as a therapist. I think he gave me more therapy than I did therapy.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
The more you give, the more you get.
He's just an amazing human being, like an amazing psychologist. I mean, he does Gestalt, which is just phenomenal. It's an very old, program. And he's now
Is he single?
No, he's married.
Okay, I was just thinking of the Jewish ladies might be looking at
He's
him.
married to a Jewish lady. He's
Okay.
got two
God bless.
children, grandchildren. He actually has the Dr. Mitzvah. We call him Dr. Mitzvah as well,
Right.
because he has the Bar Mitzvah in Florida. He started that.
Oh,
And
really?
there's like thousands upon thousands of people member of that Facebook page.
Wow.
It's crazy. So he does the mitzvah showroom. It's a whole to do. So very smart guy. And then I worked for him at Life Skills, South Florida, and it's one of the most exclusive mental health inpatient facilities in the United States. And he's the executive clinical director of it. I worked for him there, and so I've worked for him twice. And if I have a question about a client, this, that, whatever, he's my clinical supervisor, I will call him up, and he gives me a wealth of advice. He's just brilliant, and I adore him. He's also one of my dearest friends.
Are you good at turning the switch off of the? I know, Catherine. Hang on. Are you good? I'd like to lead him up to it. Are you good at turning the switch off at night or in the morning when that phone rings? Or can there even be an off switch in your position?
Yes and no. When it comes to my husband and my kids, absolutely.
Because chaos will come to them at night. I know that, I want to drink, I want to go out.
Right.
And you're the first person they think of calling.
Yeah, and really, they're. I don't want to be that.
How do you know? Okay, I'm trying to get straight. How do you know when to answer that phone and spend it with your kids? Because there's a life on the line, and there's two lives on the line right there.
My kids understand that when I'm coaching, it's like I have an alcoholic and I'm coaching. For her, they know that I'm in the process of helping someone who is literally on their last lives. Mm-hmm. My children are very kind. Mm-hmm. And understand.
Especially if you speak open to them.
Yeah. Well, my clients watched me during lockdown. They had a window into my job because they were home. So we were living in North Miami Beach. And it's working for Life Skills, what we do. And we were working from home because everything got shut down. Mm-hmm. And they had a window into seeing everything.
Yeah.
From intake to virtual appointments, because they're home in the middle.
It exploded during COVID.
Yeah, and so they had.
It hasn't gone back since. It never will.
And they had a window opportunity to see what I do hands on. And the great part about that, they never want to do what I do. It's so great.
Yeah, you'll go crazy. Now, do you?
Oh, thank you.
But I do think children learn, from their parents, and they see the empathy you have for people and the time and energy you put into others and the life changing.
They also see boundaries, and accountability. Because one thing,
well, they know they
with alcoholics or any addiction, accountability is important. Accountability and consequences is what's going to also make you get where you need to be, go into sobriety. And I always tell my clients, you're in recovery, you're not sober.
Yeah.
When you're 12 months in and you haven't had a sip of liquor, you're in sobriety. You know, and nobody wants to do AA, no one wants to pick up the book, you know, but the great thing about AA that people forget, or NA, is that it helps to deal with the triggers, the symptoms. And so it allows someone like me to get to open up and really dig into what's happening under that.
Yeah.
Because I can't be constantly working the symptom if you want to eventually work on what the underlying issues are.
Yeah, we get some juices in Orange Park.
We do.
Oh, hey, I can send them your way.
Send them my way.
Half of them never come back. I always say there's a reason that room hasn't gotten any bigger. You know, so I mean, we expanded here a little bit. We've done it up nice. It's a beautiful little building. I liked it when it was old and dingy, because that was the kind of bars I used
Is
to
it
hang out. Yeah, right at Bowling Dixie.
Done a good job.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was federal grants. They saw all the. They didn't ever think Orange Park guys would get sober when they first started the Orange Park. There was like 3 of them. The old timers, 2 of them are still there, and they tell the story. And one of them's a boring teacher. He's like, I love him to death. He's like,
Back in the day.
oh yeah, but you know what? In our world, much like the Jewish world, we let the oral story be told
That's
so
right.
that we don't forget.
That's right. You know, and that's something
It's not done in our world, in Caucasian and African American. Well, I guess a little African American.
I had a
What
client.
the hell do I know? I know it wasn't done in my life.
I had a client who got out of jail in Tampa, fentanyl, meth, drug of choice with meth. She got out of jail on a Monday, turned up at my office with her boyfriend that Monday, and worked with me. Never did NA, even though I was like, do NA, do NA, do NA. Never did. She's been sober since.
There's many ways to get sober.
There are many ways, and no modality or no treatment
Yep.
is specific for
Yep.
each person. You know, I work with interventionists, I work with inpatients, and I refer people to life skills if they can afford it. Because only the very rich can afford. Like people like mental asylums. We have inpatient facilities, but you better have $150,000.
Right.
Just saying, and that's for 3 months.
Right.
Other than that, good luck.
Yeah.
Nothing I can. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. I mean,
And it's growing. You know, I mean, it just with the pain that's in this world today and the fear mongering that goes on, less and less hope is in people's eyes.
Mhm.
And I personally think it's purposeful. I'm not talking about like some American or some I just think there's a greater purpose on this earth. And if there is a being that's trying to get us to be better, there's got to be a being that's trying to keep us away.
You know, my eyes have been opened very much recently to the great amount of sadness that some people have. I think when you looked at the lockdown, and I really don't care who was responsible.
Exactly.
I really don't,
No.
because when you're seeing like thousands of people line up for food, and people who get set up or work in America, so it isn't Billy Bob that lives under a bridge. It's people who are in the service industry. It's people who have to go to work in another town and their car doesn't work and there's no transportation and they're struggling to buy groceries. So, I mean, if you just go look at another chamber member who's also in Waste Not Want Not, don't know if you've heard of that.
Absolutely.
1.3 million people in Jacksonville, according to our census, 230,000 people. 42% of the food they rescue goes to play. That is so sad to hear that you have all these people, and we're talking about families.
Can I ask her a question though? Why do they keep having kids then?
These
Start with
aren't
kids.
necessarily kids. Some of them are seniors.
Well, and
Yeah.
what day was it last week? I came home all fired up because I'd been at McRae Elementary. We were in the front. Do you remember? I called you Waste Not Want Not.
Right.
Helps there. But it's not just, there's the school population there is 500.
This was the kid at the school.
Is it McCrae?
McCrae Elementary, yeah.
She said she was at McCrae.
So 500 students.
She got fired.
They send 40 bags. I can hear you. 40 bags.
They can't. They can't hear you. Trust me.
40. It's fine. 40 bags of food every Thursday. Well, the art teacher. God bless art teachers. She's the one who's written the grant, so on and so forth. But it's not just the community partnerships like with the Waste Not Whatnot. You know, these bags, because they have to send this stuff home. I mean, a weekend's worth of groceries.
Well, that's what happened in the lockdown, right? So let's go back to the lockdown.
Yeah.
One of the big reasons why a lot of teachers and a lot of community people were pushing for schools to open, because
The kids couldn't eat.
that's where kids would get food.
Right.
And then teachers, so you know, everyone has attacked teachers for a long time, right? Saw some of the shit they put up with. Those teachers, it's really interesting. And I had this conversation with one of our school board members, and those teachers, once upon a time, were told to be social workers, nurses, parents, food bank, and then friend,
Counselor.
and then they got told, no, just teach. So that's what
Actually,
they
the guy
were
told no, just pass that standardized test. You know, teach to get to the standardized test.
Yeah. It's going back. It's just not the food. They got to send it at home something. So here they get these grants,
Yeah.
and $200 a month goes to putting something in. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the vessel.
So
for the food.
how many kids actually? 500 kids at that school.
Yeah, and it's like 32 or 40. I don't remember that, but it was almost 10%.
Almost.
This is something the chamber's going to get involved with.
No, this is something like 10%
Yeah.
of kids are getting food
Yeah.
delivered to school to take home for the week.
It's
It's
crazy.
not-
I've got so many different.
And I just wanted to touch on like only 5%. So before people say, well, they develop their stereotype, only 5% of Clay County student body is diverse. The rest are white children.
With
Yeah.
this,
Well, if you lived out near Middleburg,
So we're talking about impoverished African Americans,
right.
Asian, white children caught in the cycle of poverty. Not because, you know, there's discrimination against white people. No, that's not it. It's literally the demographic of the area. So, like, it's not, there's no division here. There's poor black people, poor white
That's right.
people,
You got it.
hungry white kids, hungry black. It's not a fucking competition.
Yeah.
And that's what I see from some of these people. It's a competition. Who's the victim? Like, it's not, they all are. So, first and foremost, it's about how do we get these people? Because if you look back to the Great Depression, you saw the same things then. People queuing. But I had my client who is an alcoholic. She was telling me when she was coming back, she lives near Tallahassee. She was driving back and there was lines of people queuing up for food. In 2025, we don't have people getting enough food. How is that not in America? This isn't freaking Ethiopia. It's America. I mean, we have children starving. And meantime, the politicians are arguing over drag queens.
For me, there's a balance somewhere. I'm not saying I know exactly what it is, but I don't want the politicians deciding where my money goes. I mean, because they've already shown they can't handle money, though they waste money all left and right. If we didn't pay 10,000 a bolt for these boats, we could feed people. How any of our veterans that are homeless are ever homeless, I don't understand. This is ridiculous.
Unfortunately,
In
you know,
America.
I have that very apathetic view now. I just think it is.
But here's my fear, and I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit.
You
So
would say, oh, you
well,
would
stay with me on
change
this though.
things.
Okay, so I want to keep this flowing. So here's my idea. Where does it stop? How much, like for somebody like me, there has to come a point, like we all have our own beliefs that we focus on our own 501c3s that we support. But if the government keeps taking to help everybody out, it is a brutal world. I can't help everybody.
No, you can't.
And so Darwinism isn't allowed, y'all can hate me if you want, Darwinism isn't being allowed to take place. All the people that want evolution and all this, we are saving people and helping people be comfortable so that they can continue to perpetuate. I'm not talking about any color.
Here's the thing, right? So, people will say, well, there's older people living way beyond their expectation. No, it's not true. Unless they're those that can access the healthcare. Okay, number one. So you have to look at the population. You know, the people that are living in poverty typically don't have access to healthcare, available healthcare. So they're gonna die younger. And then you have those that will have access. And that's the whole balance, right? Those that have, those that haven't. You know, I grew up in a class society. The UK is a class society.
Do you not believe America's a class society?
America 100% is a class
Oh
society.
yeah, I want.
Would like to pretend it
No,
isn't,
100%.
but
It's not color. It's a class. I mean, they use color to hide it, but it's a class. Let a billionaire African American walk by a poor African American. You're going to see class society.
I think, you know, the difference is in the UK you have the working class, the middle class, the upper class, and the aristocracy.
Right.
What we call the aristocracy, right? So you have the royal family, whatever. And that old time machine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's weird.
It's
weird.
It's a great tourist attraction,
Yeah.
but whatever. Beyond that, it's a lovely
Right.
burger. And then you have like on this side exactly what you touched upon, where it's what we're seeing is a very big difference between the haves,
Yeah. Big gap.
the maybes, the possibilities, and the have-nots. Like it is so huge that it's not even like. I mean, you touched upon it, right? Like most people, if you were Marjorie Trader Green, and I love saying that. You know, I've got Jewish space laser. It's my favorite thing. I love my space laser. But basically, like you touched on it at the very beginning. She went in, she was just earning some simple, I'd love to earn it too, 170,000, right? That manifested into 20 million. How the frick did she do that? Or Ilhan Omar. So it's not just a party thing, right? They're both as bad as each other. Ilhan Omar, who had nothing, is now worth $30 million.
Spitting out hatred.
And spewing hate to everyone. Even the Jews, Christians,
Americans.
whites, Americans, anyone that's like.
And she's an idiot.
And she really is.
No, she's an idiot.
She is.
She says stupid things.
Yeah, she really is not smart.
Her brother.
And Rashida Tlaib the same. All of these people, insider trading, I don't know, whatever, however they're doing it. I don't want to say it's one thing because
It's a lot of stocks.
Right. You don't want to put all your eggs in one
No,
basket.
but
They
that's what
don't.
they do.
Right. They are effective.
Yeah.
Very effective at making money for themselves.
Do you think it would be better to have not lifelong politicians?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like, I mean, 6 years, 8 years, 12?
they only have 2 years and then off for re-election.
Right.
So I would do two. I would like.
I wouldn't mind giving
them.
them 6. 2 is hard to get something
Yeah,
done
I-
nowadays.
I would give them.
I could see 6 years and then you're out.
Yeah.
Forever. You can't run
and
for
I
something
think
else.
It should be also based on bills, right? So if you haven't filed a bill, you should be done in full.
And your attendance
So
and all
it's-
this stuff.
You know how you do performance
Oh, yeah,
evaluation? and stuff?
absolutely.
I think we should have a performance evaluation for elected
Well-
officials.
Well, technically we do. It's called
Because
PV.
right now, I actually responded to someone today, and I said, right now, you know, when you look at what's happening in DC, it's like a really bad episode of the Kardashians.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like a
I
really,
think you're
really
hitting-
bad episode of Kardashians.
Okay, this is the way I say it. No, I guess I know we have some knuckleheads in America, but everybody can grow. There's always a second chance. What was the one with Will Smith? I Am, where it was the end of the times. Everybody else had passed away and they become monsters. And he was a doctor in New York and he had a dog, and he finally found the right mix that turned them back to human. And at the very end, they were clashing it. They'd found him, and they were. Was it I Am? No, whatever it was. I'll post it. But and he was clashing
I'm
it.
so confused by this movie right now. So I have
I'm
to Google it.
doing a horrible job. So the whole premise was there was a disease. Once you got bit by these monsters, you became them, and it's sci-fi, right?
You know what? You know what movie best fits what we should do is you know the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah,
Love that.
yeah,
It's a great.
yeah.
We should trade places with them and just figure out how they're making the money and then do it.
For me,
That sounded really evil. But
No.
It sounds Jewish.
and I don't know how to do this. I want to live amongst y'all, but I want to be left alone. I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with the politics. I don't want to deal with the hate. I don't want to deal with the ignorance, and I don't want to deal with people pushing their agendas on me, and I don't want to push my agendas on them, whether it be religious or political. And it's not going to happen.
It can't.
You
That's
know,
not
we're
sustainable.
getting more and more. Everybody has to be terminally unique. We all has to be unique. Okay, there I am with generality. There are some that like to be terminally unique, meaning they have to have a problem that no one else has, and they have to have the chaos that no one else can have. And it's just I cannot. I mean, I can handle chaos, but when I get around people like that, I just don't have the time for it anymore. And I used to. I mean, like. It's like Housewives of Atlanta.
it's exactly what it is. It's like a reality show, and we're all the audience, and they're playing with our.
You should have seen in here the first year with the knuckleheads I had in here, some of the vendors. That it was a reality show waiting to happen.
It's
I don't want to point out the obvious,
Yeah.
but when we treat our governments, i.e., our policymakers, like when we
That's very true.
That's what we did.
Okay, so tell me if I'm going where you're saying. Well, it's because if I can keep them focused on this hand, then they're not paying attention to what I'm doing over here.
well, it's kind of like this, right? Everyone's flipping out over the.
That's the dumbing down of America.
Right. So everyone's flipping over the Epstein. Like,
Are you flipping over? Do you care? Do you care what?
I already know what's going on.
But I mean, do you care who's in the Epstein files? Do you care?
not really.
And I don't really care either.
So right. So here we go. Right. You got the Epstein files. So all flipping over it. We got what he said. Meanwhile, we have an economy that's struggling. Meanwhile, we have healthcare subsidies that most business owners, by the way, are on the marketplace, especially small business owners, right? So we got the subsidies out where that's not being dealt with. Meanwhile, we have a housing crisis, affordability crisis.
And when they don't buy houses, they don't buy furniture.
Right. Meanwhile, we have an energy crisis, expensive energy, and a water crisis, and all of that. So generally, the cost of living is like there, and people's earnings are here. And meanwhile, we hear about Jeffrey Epstein. Why? Why? The guy is dead. You're not going to get him any more years in prison. He's 6 foot bloody under, and he's staying there, and he's in hell, and he can stay there.
But the guy or girl that grabs the magazine or gets online to read all the smut is enamored and spends hours drilling down in stupid stuff.
If you're going down a rabbit hole, you got way too much time on your hands. Get another job, get a second job, get a third job. Do something to help bring yourself out of a situation. If you're spending all your time listening to, I don't know, someone talk nonsense down your ear, telling you how to think, telling you who to vote for, telling you to do this, telling you to do that, then you have way too much to
Don't tell all my TikTok live listeners. They stay with me for 2 or 3 hours, throw me flowers and galaxies.
But you know what?
Flowers and galaxies.
You know what?
They do.
Love it.
But you know,
I had a turkey face to put on me the other day.
like, if you have a religious thought, what do you do? How do you do it?
Yeah.
What? How can I I don't get it. My words out. Advance my business.
Yeah.
What can I like? Some people say to me, Ruth, what's the best way to open a counseling practice? Do I get, software? Do I have an EMS? Or what am I doing here? None of that. Don't do it. Save your money. Don't
Right.
do it, and don't take any health insurance. Another one. Don't do that.
Do you deal with that in coaching as well?
Yeah, but I don't take health insurance for any of it. I do
Okay.
coaching. I do with whatever it will take to help people feel successful in themselves. Number one is be strong at mind.
Yeah.
And not everyone's gonna like you. Believe me, a lot of people don't like me because
Yeah.
I will tell them the truth.
Yeah.
And I won't put up with shit.
Yeah.
At all.
Very simple. And a lot of people don't like that because it's a power and control issue. So whether people intend to be abusive by nature, there is a power and control. Some people generally just want power and control. And that's
Yeah.
really a dangerous, that's when people really use their platform to be abusive by nature with power and control. And when you snatch that away and you say, no, I'm not, you can't do that to me because
Directness scares people.
Terrified.
So.
Yeah.
Because there's, that passive aggressive abnormal.
What is going on with this? It is spreading. I didn't even know there was such a thing as I know I'm jumping in, but this is
No,
your
go.
then I'm gonna let you talk. I didn't know there was such a thing as a passive aggressive narcissist. I had no idea.
Well,
Or is that
No,
not a
well,
thing?
Because narcissism is the disorder, and then there's behaviors, right? And those behaviors include passive aggressive traits.
But you think of a narcissist, you think of a dominating alpha-ish kind of a person. But what I'm saying is a passive aggressive person who actually controls a situation.
Here's the thing.
Strategically.
Here's me being passive aggressive.
Yeah.
It's a really weak girl, passive aggressive. I'll give a rim. I love your shirt. Oh, you lost weight? So I just called you fat. That's what I just did.
What about this one? What about saying you're going to do something and not doing it?
Well, that's not passive aggressive. That's just
Okay, I'm
someone
not.
saying
No,
fucking shit.
yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not one of those can of
Good
worms
one.
right here. This will be it. Next time when you're on, we'll talk about. I got something we'll talk about.
Because that will
Well, you're going to be sitting on with a mic next time. I'm gonna have a third mic sitting over there.
Because passive aggressive really is like, using that as a tool to inflict mental injury versus like lift someone up.
Can there be somebody who is unknowingly a narcissist? I mean, like there's moments where they have a built-in forgetter.
Yeah, most people don't know they're narcissistic. Well, narcissism is very different. Like you've got very different
Okay,
personalities.
it's a wrong.
No, because insight is a powerful tool, right? Insight.
Right.
Powerful insight.
Right.
When you've had
But
someone.
few have it, right?
Well, if you've had someone's feelings,
Right.
the right thing to do is say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to be that way. This was going on. I do apologize, because you have insight that you might have hurt someone or you did something wrong and you apologize. Like the criminal that goes back to prison is not only stupid but lacks insight, like change your behavior, right?
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I'm dealing with somebody who's like, I don't have to change.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like,
The insight and the evolution and growth, like the insight is a powerful tool. It's a powerful way to self-evaluate and to
okay,
say
stay with me here because I'm being selfish about this. So, do you run into people that have the ability or are trained themselves to have a built-in forgetter? That actually have the ability to remember, are intelligent people and can do quality things, but they, in certain parts of their life where their faults are, they learn to forget to the point they don't even know they're forgetting anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, is that that's not really narcissism. Well, but then when it's called to remembrance and they know that they've said something, then they won't own it.
They minimize it.
They minimize.
And
Yeah.
rationalize to justify.
Right. But now they don't necessarily twist it back to you necessarily,
So
but
they
they
don't gaslight, but they just.
oh yeah, and then gray and fog and I don't know. I suppose maybe it was never
Did we leave that way?
right. And this
Yeah.
is what I always say: we're in a court of law. You're in a court of law. You pull a trigger. I didn't intend for the gun to go off. Okay, sir. Well, you're out of jail. No, you get manslaughter. You go to prison. And so I just don't get it. I don't get how people think that intentions matter. Bye, young lady.
Yeah, look,
Send me those pictures, please.
I think intention
Okay.
is I think when you go with intention, work on that and like intention to recovery, like the intention to do it. It's
Yeah.
not just saying it.
Yeah.
It's not just like yes. No, I will live so. That's why we say people, places, things,
You
right?
got about 10 minutes if you got. Yeah, 10 minutes. Sit down. I'm about because she's got a lot more. Just so y'all know, I'm gonna be bringing her back, not next week, but and then y'all can leave together because Catherine's she's the vice president of our Chamber of Commerce, Clay County. If y'all don't know, she hangs out here. She's peeps, so we love her to death.
We do that.
And she also has a lot of great connections. And
And
that's,
it's just like, yes.
I know y'all do hang out. She came out to show support as she has with others. I want to thank you. I know it's a little bit of a brutal stop. I want to thank you.
Thank you. It was
I can honestly tell you, I don't think I've ever written as much as I've written on this. So, and I have, oh yeah, I have yellow pages that mean something. So you'll never know what that means, but I mean, notes. I start with blank. Did you hear what our title was? I literally forgot I hadn't come up with I'm talking to Catherine. I literally forgot I hadn't come up with a title. And so the music was starting. I was like, oh crap, I don't have a title. And it was Tracing Hate.
It was great.
What was it?
Tracing hate.
Oh, I love that.
I did too. So she can play on it. Yeah. So anyways, I feel more informed,
I
about,
need to get you to be so.
I would absolutely love it. I would absolutely love it. I'm always there, and I'm really gonna go meet Ricky. I'm coming. I'm gonna start eating. Huh? I'm getting there. As soon as I have a sponsor that'll put a van, and I put this in a van, and then I'm gonna go all over and interview people. There was a man that I met on TikTok, Mr. Big. I love you, dude. I know his real name. I will not put it out. He's very private. He's dying of cancer, and I met him on TikTok. He was a Top Gun instructor, and I sat here the other night. I don't care what people think. I sat here the other night. I've never been in the military, so I don't salute and all that. But the other night he came by on my live and to say goodbye because it's got him. And he was fighting it. The first night I met him, y'all may think it's stupid, but this is just the way I live my life. He was ragging on me on TikTok, on live. No, he's somewhere else. And he was ragging on me, but he had a tube down his throat because he was fighting, and he got really mean, and I was having fun. That's not what you said. What you said was and I mean that's TikTok. Oh, and we went on for 45 minutes. The whole crowd was. I got goofy, and he's going off, and I'm going off, and then the next day the tube came out. We said we actually worked it up as making him laugh, and he started to get better, and then he went down. So we sort of followed this, and I was bawling because he came in and was thanking me for just some things, just private conversations we had. And I stood up and saluted him. I was bawling. And I just stood there it was probably a minute and a half. And then I stood just at attention because I know the military people. And it wasn't that I just wanted before he passed. And I got to ask him this question. Don't tell me TikTok. I know what the devil intends it for. I know. Our generation thinks it's TikTok Tinder. Quit trying to find people on there, you bunch of pervs. But I'll tell you this, I got to look that man dead in the eye and go, do you believe that cross mattered for you?
And is that?
Yes. And that's all I needed. I knew,
That's something.
this thing can be used for good if we stay laser focused.
Yeah, well, intention, right? Going back to your point, intention.
There it is. I move with intention.
You gotta
Thank
move
you.
with an intention because that's a part of the recovery mantra. You go with intention. You wake up.
We don't even know they're teaching us that.
No,
'Cause we're
no,
stupid.
they don't.
We have wet brain.
Wait, so I tell my client every time, tell all my
It's
clients,
true.
wake up every day with the intention not to use drugs, not to do certain behaviors, to work on saying I love you to your partner and being careful. Those are the things.
We're gonna get more into addiction next time you come on, more about the depth of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you for
I
having
hope
me.
I hope when your beautiful Jewish community watches this that they feel honored. If they did not, I am more than willing to sit down with anybody, including Rabbi. You know, did I do it right? Is it? No, I just butchered that. I love
Yeah,
it.
you did.
Listen, thank you so much. Let me get nope. Stay right there just for a sec, because you don't leave the chair
I don't leave the
without.
chair.
Well, no, you'll leave the chair. You just won't leave without my song.
I learned to stay strong. Concrete in the dirt I was raised on. Know how to put in work.
That's it.
If you don't like the Jewish community,
My skin is thick as tough.
I love it.
Ain't gotta look nowhere. All of this greatness inside.
we're still hot. Hang on a second. Let me get this thing off. Because you say, yeah, all them Palestinians. I'm gonna tell you what. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna